Welcome back, guys. The Tekken 7 top 8 at Frosty Faustings Online 13, or is it 13 online? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Online edition Frosty Faustings top 8. It's gonna be super fun. Who's with me? Heihachi God himself.
Heihachi Dabbler.
No,
Just a
God.
dabbler.
I've
Just
seen you. I've seen you do some psychic electrics, man. That's only God tier Mishima players get that.
Well,
But that's him.
I'm not on the sticks today. I'm on the mics with you, and we got a good top 8 here.
Yeah, no, we really do. This is like a pretty much a who's who of like Chicago scene. And you guys see these faces from the Midwest quite often, but that means it's just gonna be like an awesome top 8 once again. I'm really looking forward to this because I think there's some pretty good matchups coming up that I'm really excited for.
Yeah, on the winner side of things, we got Disrupt's Shadow 20Z versus Texas's Joe Crush. Got maybe some Claudio, some Zafina versus some Jack or Geese over there. On the other side, we got older brother Disrupt's Junior 20Z, last year's champion, trying to make a run for it. He's gonna go up against El Negro from Utah by way of South America. We just saw him play Kunimitsu against Doom Danny a little while ago. And then in loser side, we're gonna get Emily versus Face. Emily got second place last year, losing to Junior in the grand finals. So I'm looking to see if she'll maybe make a strong run again. And then on the other side, we got Fattens versus, as I mentioned before, Doom Danny, trying to get some revenge, maybe trying to make a strong run in that losers bracket, get his revenge against El Negro at some point maybe. But lots of strong matches today. I'm looking forward to this top 8.
Yeah, me too. And obviously the 20Z boy is pretty popular to make it all the way through. And obviously there's the chance that the brothers play in the winners finals. But I'm also really interested to see how Doom Danny and Emily do on the lower side, because I just feel like that both of them have something to prove, especially Emily getting second is not a good feeling. And so I'm sure that she'll be looking to try to take that top spot this time around.
Looks like in the lobby we got Shadow versus Joe. Is that wrong? That isn't. Is that Joe Crush? No, that is Joe Crush.
Joe Crush, the original Crush. I've seen him run by both, but Joe Crush as of lately. A King player, if I recall correctly.
Might be confusing with somebody else. I know him for Geese, as you see right there on his icon, and he's got a Jack in the reserve as well. Plays both of them to a pretty high level. Claudio, I was gonna say Claudio plays Shadow, but Shadow definitely is the one that plays that Claudio, and he's got the Zafina. He's got a couple other characters in the reserve too. I've seen him bust out Anna in some clutch final game scenarios. He's got a Kazuya in the back burner as well. Don't know if we'll see that today, but these guys are gonna get ready for our first game of winner's side top 8. Gonna really be looking forward to it.
I like that. Claudio's a Shadow main.
That's what it feels like sometimes, you know. Not too many players put that character on the map in high-level competitive play, especially in America. It feels like it's just Shadow. And then Bing Chain, I haven't seen Bing Chain play Claudio for a little bit. I've seen him play other characters more often. And then in Asia, you know, you got Breadman, you got Molgold. And then I know a couple of people in Europe play the character, but unfortunately their names are escaping me at the moment. But still, not just a handful of people in the world really that play that character at a high tournament level.
Which is interesting, because I feel like the people who definitely stick with that character always say that there's something to him. Like, it's not just beyond the hop. I feel like Shadow, like, stresses how good that character is, like, after every patch, and like it's something that maybe he sees that the rest of us cannot.
But what I'm not seeing is that Claudio right now. We're seeing the Zafina that we saw Shadow play earlier in the day, and Joe Crush going with the Jack. Actually, now that I think about it, not a bad choice to try to keep the Zafina in check. You know, you don't have to worry about evasion when you got that trusty down back one. Kind of the same way that Jack players would deal with Ling in Season 1, actually, dealing with AOP. You know, you just get that. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's reliable, and it can set up his offense for other things. As long as he doesn't get backdashed by Zafina, this might not be too bad for Joe.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if Shadow, since he does have the ability to pick multiple characters, picked into the matchup, so it makes me think that maybe he is expecting the Jack and expecting to pick Zafina into this. So I wonder how he's going to approach it. Whether he's going to play a little bit around like backdash and try to keep it space.
But a big sidestep launch from Joe right here. Gonna take him to the wall. Side wall spikes him down. Gonna try and control this corner here. Ooh,
Wait.
new moves. Planting seeds in the ground. Who taught this robot to plant bombs in the ground like that? And quick first round from Joe, trying to set the tempo early.
Yeah, and then Shadow immediately decides that he's not going to let him take the tempo. Starts off the round with some jabs.
You see right there. Oh, another whiff down 4-2. I spent a lot of time talking about Zafina, but Joe seems to be like one of the few Jack players left in the wild, outside of Anakin, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot of Jack players have moved on to greener pastures, I should say.
But strong around from Shadow here, is trying to control this wall position. Oh, moving back a little bit.
Ooh, put himself in the danger zone, trying to get Joe to flinch. He's going to go with that low toward the end of the round.
These guys trading a couple of rounds pretty quickly in this first game. Already seeing this Jack doing a pretty good job of trying to keep Zafina in check. With that down back one, with that jackhammer.
This is the most I've seen a sidestep 2 ever.
So the trade, but the counter hit. Side wall. Ooh, trying to get more happening.
Alright, takes a little bit on the ground. Nice float. Oh, that was gnarly, Joe Crush. That jab on wake up was so good, and basically won him the round there after taking the wall positioning.
Nice. He's managing to stay one step ahead of Shadow in a lot of these situations.
Yeah, that spacing was almost perfect. It's a super hard read on his response afterwards.
Counter hit?
Give him the big shoulder. Stays on the ground. You're gonna eat that wall standing 4 one more time. And Joe, look how good he is at controlling the space. He's making sure Shadow doesn't move. Big whiff. Oh no, not the full combo though. Hey!
Takes it. Unorthodox moves, but they all hit the sidestep 2, the big boot, the backdash, and the counter hit forward 2. All these situations you don't really see too often anymore, especially since, like I said, there's not too many Jack players. But Joe showing that this character, you can still make it work.
Yeah, there was a lot of really good responses. I feel like his spacing was super duper good. And obviously, that's sort of like the name of the game for the character is like, and space control. But like, I feel like it was really clinical versus Shadow, who's we generally think is an extremely strong like whiff punisher space control player.
I'm wondering if we might see a switch to the Claudio here, or he might stick it out with Zafina. It's really just whiffing in weird spots. Joe seemed ready for them. It seemed like he got a whiff launch in every single round that he was in. And just maybe not used to playing Jack. Like I said, like I keep saying, not a character you run into very often anymore, especially online.
Yeah.
Don't know if these two have played, how frequently they've played before. Are we going to get the Claudio here? Yes, we are.
You feel like maybe he felt like the lack of range he had on Jack was the problem here, because it definitely felt like he couldn't control that space.
Possibly. There was a couple of whiffs from Joe that went unanswered from Shadow. Zafina, there was no down forward 2 or anything. Maybe he felt like it wouldn't reach, and instead, like Zafina has, what is it, down forward 3-4, that 2-hit string that knocks down, I believe it is, or back 3-4. But you know, at the same ranges, you can get the Claudio hop kick instead. You can bully a little bit. Obviously, that hop kick is a great call out for any full crouch down back ones or down back ones from standing.
Yeah, and with that added range, he's probably going to feel way more comfortable sitting in that down 4-2 range that Joe Crush was controlling really well. You can see right here, he is way more willing to be in that face right now. There it is, doing a dashing 4.
Yeah, he's got an in, right? You know, he's got an easier in with the running 2 or running 4 mix up. You know, either Joe has to commit to either ducking or jabbing that running 4, which is kind of risky.
Yeah, like, they're just slugging it out right now, right in front of his faces.
Frame shot!
Oh, that was unexpected from me as well. I thought they were gonna slug it out till the end, but Joe Crush said enough, takes the first round here in the second game.
And then a big debug, new move again from Joe Crush. That was like a 2018 Saint Rage Art in that last round, but super strong here. Plants it. The wall's right there. Shadow knows. He adjusts the combo. Can he get the wall here? Gets it, but it wasn't ready, it looks like. He still has one more chance. He's got Rage. He's got the Starburst. He spends the Starburst. He's going to try to spend Rage Drive real soon here. Right there. If he gets a clean wall splat, it's still a two-touch game here. Whiffs the Starburst. Ooh, no punish on double biceps. A lot of weird mistakes from Shadow, where you normally think that he's gonna be thinking, oh, we might have a desync here. He's playing he's standing still. Really?
Yeah,
I would explain the strange play at the end of the round, but he's just standing there. Oh, maybe it's fine.
Do the desyncs reset after round, or do they like? I have no clue.
Yeah, I want to peek in the Discord real quick to see if it's actually a desync and they're saying.
All right, I guess we'll call it as we see it for now. Ooh, nice. Gets the 4-3 counter hit. Gonna save the Starburst. Yeah, controlling that space in front of him really well.
Literally in the corner. He's just playing so weird.
I don't know if they're playing for reals or not anymore. I feel like that's something that Shadow would do, where he just stands still in front of your face.
Yeah, that's the weird part though, because it's such a Shadow thing to do. Like everything is that's the weird thing about desync, because it kind of plays the way that it is.
Online tactics.
Yeah, it just plays a kind of slightly weird version of how the player would actually play. The throw though, roll on the floor.
I'm freaking out. Okay, I think it's a proper desync.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
Whew. That was a stressful round to commentate. Because it like almost looked competitive.
Yeah, it did. And the thing is that like Shadow would just stand still and wait for you to make a mistake. That's not a crazy thing for him. I'm just I guess that explains a lot of it, because we saw some really weird things, like just the straight down 1-2 whiff from Claudio or from Shadow was really, really unexpected. So I guess, was it spectator desync? Do we have? They played it. They played. Okay, they played according to Crush and chat. They played spectator desync. Alrighty.
Weird. So. See. Huh.
So I guess we're trying to figure out what's going on in chat right now. Trying to figure out what's next. Who won? It seems like they played it out. So I guess, you know, whatever is the result should be the what stands.
And see what the result is there. This is a first of 2. You know, season 4 netcode, but you know, the more things change, the more things stay the same, right? That's the saying as it goes.
Yeah.
But it is because of the netcode that we could open up the whole bracket to the whole US, right? And that's what it is. We got people from both sides of the country, both coasts. So we'll see how this happens.
Yeah, it's super nice. Yeah. Sorry, go for it.
No, it's been like you said, it's been super nice, and for the most part, it feels like the tournament itself has been running without too many hiccups. So, you know, even though we're still in COVID times, the fact that we can have a big bracket here at Frosty Faustings is pretty nice, considering like last year it was one of the last few offline events before COVID messed everything up, right? So
I hate thinking about that, I'll be honest with you. It's the full suck, because this was the last tournament I traveled for before it hit, and I'm like, now I'm double lucky that I did, because it was one of those things where you just like, Frosty's happening, you kind of just like, all right, it's time to make it to Chicago, and it was super fun. I love Frosty, don't get me wrong, but it's like, now it means something different, because it was like the last time I traveled. So I mean, it is what it is, and like you were saying, like good online, or I should say better online, means that we get to have online tournaments for Tekken, which wouldn't have been possible a year ago. A year ago, we would have done a bunch of regionals if we had anything, and even then, I don't know, we would have had that to begin with.
Yeah, you know, if all goes well, Faustings, the staff, they do have a venue set up for 2022. So, you know, if things do get better, there'll be an actually offline venue available for you to come back to next January. But we're still trying to figure out what happened with that last match. Looks like they played it out. I still don't know who won it. The other match on the other side of top A, we can just start talking about that. Junya versus El Negro. El Negro, I was talking about before. He's from Utah by way of South America. Really came on. People like, if there's a lot of Tekken 7 babies, I like to call them, but if you were around during the Tag 2 days, his name wouldn't have been unfamiliar because he was one of the Venezuela boys that came out during, I think it was like final round 17 or something was the first time they came out. Him, I remember El Negro, I remember Fuco del Muerte, Abel del Maestro, they came out the final round. I remember JDCR winning that Tag 2-1 and second being El Negro. He had a bunch of weird teams for the time. He played Raven and Kunimitsu, which happens to be the two characters that I see him playing the most now in T7. His other team was Wang and Jinpachi. So both two kind of weird teams for the time, for the meta. And he was really strong in Tag 2, so...
Yeah, I was going to say, that JDCR El Negro set was the one I knew him from, and it was a really, really good set. I think one that stands the test of time. And yeah, I mean, he's always, like, if that's the indication, then he's always played, like, sort of slightly off the beaten path characters. He's never... And it fits in his playstyle too. You can see, like, he usually gravitates towards tools that I don't see other players do, and I attributed that to, like, his Kunimitsu, where I feel like he uses some moves that other Kunimitsus have not gravitated towards just yet.
Yeah, we'll probably see. But I mean, honestly, both players in that matchup, Junya and El Negro, they both play weird characters when you consider the meta. You know, Junya playing the Katarina and the Eliza. You don't really see the Jin out of him too much. Or, well, last year he played Deligin in that grand finals, if I remember correctly, against Emily. And I had never really seen him play Deligin before that point either. And then on the other side of El Negro, we'll probably see the Kunimitsu. Maybe we'll see the Raven if things get a little tough for him. But we're finally getting this first match back on. Shadow versus Joe Crush, second match. I still don't know who won the first game. So
just fishing from chat, Crush said that he won.
Okay.
Obviously, that doesn't mean anything. He could have lost, and just trying to he's trying to bud, just lie to the people, buff up a little bit. Leroy, I feel like I was misled.
We're going to the other match. So it looks like they were just going to play that out somewhere else, and we're just moving on to our second match. El Negro versus Junya with the Eliza. El Negro with the Leroy. This character, still pretty damn good.
Which one?
Actually, good question, right? Because I forgot the Tekken community went through the whole Eliza is S tier phase. But yeah, Leroy's still really good. Eliza a little bit worse, you know. No matter how you thought about Eliza in Season 3, I think she's a little bit worse in Season 4, but still pretty strong.
Right.
Still has the same weaknesses, but EXDP still goes through all of your nonsense.
Yeah, and that's really why there's a lot of Tekken players who rate the character, right? The unconventional tools that allow her to play a different game messes a lot of people up.
And she's the only one that never really had her meter gain nerfed, so she still ends up getting like at least a bar per round on average, kind of. Yeah. See Junya 2 quick rounds against El Negro. He's got a bar to spare right there.
Yeah, this is already looking real rough. Junya is trying to make it back to that grand finals.
That kick.
Trade in neither's favor, but that's a full bar from Junya.
Running 3, doesn't get back rolled. All this meter from Junior's got to spend it on something. You can't take it with you when you die.
But he's willing to, even though he doesn't have the life lead here, he's willing to like slow play it a little bit. He does still have like 25 seconds, so he's not rushing. That meter does convert into damage if he gets the right situation. So I think that's
waiting. Oop, that's black.
Wall pressure time. Oh no, yeah, rolled out.
He does the punish flooring. Another sink here. Oh no, we got okay. We're good.
All right, that looks pretty clean. That might have just been viewer side again. That did not look like it was button desync or anything.
Yeah, we're back in the lobby here. Yeah, Junior's got the win, and it was pretty strong. The Eliza played. We were talking about that meter, but it looked like he didn't need it at the end. And El Negro looking a little, you know, for lack of a better word, a little bit stiff on that Leroy. Didn't really make anything happen, more or less.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't see anything. Like there was nothing that made me led me to believe that he played or that he played the match even, because it was just like he ate pressure.
Whiffed a couple of orbitals at mid screen. I saw A down 2-3, down 3-2. Like it was just like a lot of posturing and not a lot of getting things done. You know, it was all Junior that first game.
Yeah, and you know, it kind of sucks because I feel like he might have picked the Leroy versus Junior like matchup specifically, and then maybe like the matchup didn't play out the way that he did. Like Junior played it differently, or he approached it in a different manner, that the reasoning for his Leroy pick didn't come to fruition. So, I mean, well, I expect him to switch to one of his main characters now, so we'll see what happens.
I was expecting, like I said earlier, I was expecting a Kunimitsu. I was expecting a Raven. We see the Raven here coming out.
Yeah, Raven over Kunimitsu too. I feel like his Kunimitsu's looked really well and really strong. And Arya was saying in top 16, I do think that character's pretty darn good for tournament as well.
Yeah, that character is pretty, you know, reliable punishes. She's got, you can play her as, you can really play her as safe or as risky as you want, which is, I think, a good sign of a tournament character. You know, some characters can only really be played one way sometimes. And, yeah, if you wanna just grind somebody out, kind of like a glaciating style, that's there. And if you wanna less 50-50 people all day with the full crouch mix, that's there too. But we're not gonna see that. We're gonna see the Raven instead. Oh, Hayes, switch sides. Seen some ninja stuff.
You see already, like, the comfortability from Negro is like a way different level. Like, he's just willing to relax and get these little hits and then back up, move around. Really tell, like, on the top level, the comfortability that a player has when you start seeing how they move, really. Oh, on the back?
Yeah, into the follow-up.
Round 2. Fight.
And first round for El Negro in this game, too. Trying to get something going, runs into the Dark Wave.
He does have that bar to start. You got to worry about that EX dive kick, although we haven't seen that from Junior just yet.
Should get the wall. No, messes up. Probably was a forward 2 there. Stuffs him out of the Power Crush. Still trying to control this wall here. Trades with the low. That would have been probably a wall combo conversion. Switches sides again with ninja stuff. Oh, kicks him in the face.
Good positioning to be in, and El Negro fights off so well. It is an octagon stage though, that's why. Got wall bounce right off it.
Junior with all of this meter. Oh, no.
Oh, floats him out! Oh,
I forgot to ask if I can curse on this commentary.
Oh! That was, I saw the dunk and I thought that was it. Oh, dude, Negro was ready.
I really love that use of the substitution to basically counter the unblockable.
Oh, I saw him standing still. I didn't think he reacted to it. That was so sick. All right, good positioning to be in here. Very nice. He's got that meter too for the mix-up. Negro fights off well. Wow.
Raw buzzsaw. Yeah, you don't really see that move in T7. Another one. The legs.
Oh no! Almost tied up here right before the launch as Junia stops the 3-0 at the nick of time.
Junior being a little cheeky, doing back-to-back back 1-2s, even though the first one was gonna be punishable.
Alright, take that life back. Hey, do you know if Eliza still gets perfects if she gets her health back?
I don't think it counts as perfect. Because I remember in previous games, if Yoshimitsu restores his life, it doesn't count. Or Lei.
Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty
That
sure it
makes
follows the same rules. Alright. Nelnegro taking the first 2 rounds pretty handedly, but Junior trying to adjust this Master Raven, and now he's keeping the life bar way closer than he did earlier. But again, he's got all this meter, another buzzsaw.
Yeah, third time, usually you get 1 per set. But it's just working out. I mean, he's going for the big low to get the most out of it if he's not going to block his legs.
Oh, Moonglide slide, converts it with the EX dive kick. Gets the clean wall split. This should be dead.
Yep.
Oh, big chunk at the end. Set point for Junior 20Z trying to make it back to that winners finals for 2 years in a row.
He does have
Another
the meter.
He had the meter, but he didn't want to use it.
Yeah.
Like I said, you know, Eliza not starved for meter like Akuma and Geese are these days.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a lot of the reason why...
These jabs! Just
Oh,
spam the jabs!
There you go. On the wall, not where you want to be. Oh, whoa, wake up low!
Oh!
Did that hit? Oh my god, it did! Yeah!
You win.
I thought you couldn't confirm off of 1 hit.
Yo,
The old men, they told me it was impossible, but the raw run up that actually I don't even know what her super is on hit. I'm assuming it's safe like every other meter characters is that it's safe, but I'm not exactly too sure. But yeah, the run up down 3 raw super, honestly the biggest brain play, and then did enough damage to kill. Good stuff to Junior. He's gonna move on.
I do not remember last time I saw that move because her EX moves are so strong. Like EX dive kick and EX DP, EX fireball to just force a mix up. All of those are super duper good, and it's kind of like the full bar is a bit of a waste, but as a round ending situation, that was pretty sick.
Yeah, and like, was it? I think it was season 2 where the big change was like she could link super off of DP1, and it was like, oh, this is gonna be a big thing for her. And even that you rarely saw. Like, it rarely came into play that often because, like you said, she gets meters so much. And I talked about this before, but like, unlike Akuma that needs FADCs to kind of keep that grounded damage going, and why he's such a problem. She usually uses her meters to make the combo start, right? EX dive kick is a combo starter. 4-4, 3-2 into EX fireball is a combo starter if it hits, like stuff like that. So you don't normally see it, but he did run up down 3 super, took it, and he's gonna find himself in winners finals for a 2nd year in a row.
Before a lot of us really before Pakistan came around and really sort of like opened our eyes on how dumb Akuma was, I feel like that beforehand a lot of people really appreciate or really preferred Eliza in terms of meter because she didn't need meter to get her damage, right? She was like, this is a character, her damage is kind of slightly below average, but then she has all of these meter tools that are super duper strong, right? Yeah. And then so once we realized that like Akuma's dumb, I think we sort of looked back at Eliza and went, oh hey, like this character is also really strong. She's just strong in a different way and sort of has different approaches to how she spends her meter.
Yeah, I think Eliza is definitely a bit more pick up and play compared to Akuma. She definitely has easier routes than like normally you think of Eliza, you think of like 4 dive kicks into a screw or something like that, something like really OD for no reason, right? But she does have easier routes that are less damage and are less execution intensive. And then you can just work on spending your meter to make things happen instead, right? So
yeah.
But you know, honestly, I still don't have a strong opinion of that character one way or the other. Like some days I think, oh man, this character's kind of bad, and then sometimes I see Junya, like characters like Junya or Arslan or other people pick her up.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, this character's actually really good.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same way. It's just like it feels like the character is like feast or famine sometimes. Sometimes she looks amazing, and sometimes you feel like she doesn't do anything.
But Another set of characters that actually I don't know how good they are in season 4. We got
Yeah.
Emily trying to make a second run into grand finals, just like Junya did last year with the Kazumi, and then we got Face with the Geese.
So yeah, another metered character. Yeah, I've Geese is like really pushed towards just spending his meter to like crap out damage, like. And so the way that he got it is like when he got I forgot that move's called Moon Slasher or something, where he got that move and it lets him do 2 forward 1 into max mode for like a full damage on the ground. So you'll generally see a lot of that in terms of how his meter's spent, but he does have some like pretty cool tools and pretty strong mix-ups otherwise.
He's kind of in the middle compared to the two characters, right? Because Akuma, you definitely see like a lot of FADC stuff, Fireball FAD stuff, versus Eliza, like we said, she uses her meter strictly, it feels like, to get the party going. He's got both. He's got the back 3-2 into max mode to actually turn it into a combo starter for 14 frames, but he's getting beat up right now. And then he's got the standing 2 whiff punish into max mode to get a second rep of that and do a lot of damage that way. So feels like he's in a little bit in the middle when it comes to how he wants to spend his meter depending on how the match is going. But Emily with a quick first round right there with the Kazumi, I feel like it's fallen out of favor competitively.
It feels like we're long past season 1 characters. Where, you know, Dragunov, Jack, Kazumi are all characters that people feel like are not worth the time anymore. Because it used to be that the simplicity was so important to people, but I guess the strength isn't there anymore.
But she's making this work right now. Oh, steps the back 2-4, but not a big punish with the only just flash punch combo. Doesn't get the wall splat on the down forward 1-2. Oh, just.
Yeah,
harassing Face right now.
He basically spent that max mode just to get off the wall, because Emily's space control there was impressive. Just backdashing with punish, down forward 1, classic Kazumi stuff.
Nice backdash with punish. Face being a little bit flaily right now. He's just throwing moves out into the air, and Emily's just not letting him get away with it. Another punish, just punishing everything.
1-2-2. Yeah, takes the plus frames, goes low. Very impressive 3-0 from Emily. And I do think that you're like, it's super. You said it like you nailed it on the head, like flaily from Face. And I feel like that's largely because Emily has just constantly contested that space in front of him, made it super difficult for him to like get a groove on.
Yeah, but like it's like you can be flaily in a safer way, right? He's finishing a lot of these strings that are unsafe. The down forward 1-4. He's throwing out the back 3-2. I mean, to be fair, the 2 on that one whiffed. He was probably planning on max mode canceling it. You can throw out like a standing 4 or a down forward 2, like these longer range moves that are safe on if they get blocked.
Right.
Just play a smaller game. You know, Geese has got a good jab himself. He's just letting himself get whiff punished or block punished over and over. He's gotta tighten up.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the times when I see like even top level players get to that point, they start climbing up in terms of movement as well. Really one-dimensional from him towards the end there, just sort of like throwing out buttons. And a lot of the time the answer is actually just to put some space behind you. Just give yourself some space to backdash and like recollect and like just get into that optimal range and then work your way back towards it. But a character switch going into Claudio, how do you think that's going to change how he approaches?
Definitely he's got a lot more mid-range tools that he can throw out. The forward 3, the back 1, forward 3. If you know, Kazumi doesn't have the best mid-range presence outside of like running moves or just kind of running up into that area. Like just her mid-range goal is to just kind of either back up and make you whiff something in that range or run up to take up that space and turn it into a close range match. So we'll see how Emily approaches this. Just trying to play it up close. A little bit late. Had the right idea though.
Yeah, movement's already better from Face. You keep this up, he's definitely going to have a way better contest.
And not like we talked about the meter thing with Geese too. It's like you've really got to learn how to close out rounds with Geese now without relying on having a meter stock, because if for 1, maybe even 2 rounds, you're not going to have that meter. Claudio, you don't have that problem. He doesn't have a meter. You're always going to have your move set available.
Yeah, and your combos lead to Starburst anyway, so it's not like you're really starving for that to begin with.
Emily, 4 rounds in a row so far.
Yeah, 1-1-2, nice.
Backdash, no whiff punish on that well sent 4. Just waiting. Making so many things whiff. They have nerfed Kazumi several times in several patches, but the one thing they never really touched is that she still has amazing backstep, amazing sidestep. Not the best in the class, but it's like it's that level right below characters of like Zafina and Elisa and like Lily for sidestep. So
Yeah, and you see Emily is employing it so well, like just constantly backdashing, moving back into that space with down forward 1, or just jabs, and just making it so difficult. I feel like FaZe needs to either like get more aggressive or needs to match, because this pace is not working out for him.
it's been all Emily throughout this set. Looking to try to 6-0 FaZe here, send him. You know, I'm never used to it. You know, where it's online, I keep saying send him home, but he's already home.
Send them to bed? I don't know.
Send him off Steam. Make him log off Steam. Oh, but doesn't break the 1+2 throw. Gonna opt for damage here. Flop him over, tech roll out, and then the 5-4-2 ends it. Emily, 6 rounds in a row. Super strong play. She's gonna move on.
Yeah, super duper good. That was how to say, like they're very clinical in terms of how space control and how to approach with using a character that just has like a super strong forward moving mid and great jabs, and yeah, good stuff. That's Emily in a nutshell.
I'm gonna try to check real quick to see who she actually lost to before today.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, she started top 8 in losers bracket, as we see, so I'm just trying to take a quick peek. SVL, a Elite player, SVL, she lost to, and who didn't make top 8, so, you know. It's always hard to take a early loss in pools and then have to climb out, but she's making a big statement here. Like I said, 2nd place last year at Frosty Faustings, only losing to Junya. Both of them winning their first matches of top 8, trying to, you know, at least do as good as they did last year, you know. And we'll see how the next matches go for them. But on the other side of loser side top 8, we're going to get, as I load up this bracket to look at it real quick, we're gonna get Doom Danny versus Fattens. And I think I peeked at the chat earlier. Fattens is from Canada, if I saw that correctly.
Canada, interesting. Okay, that's really cool. So we have Doomed versus Canada. I don't know who Fattens plays, so I'll be surprised to see who he plays. Doomed has been playing Chloe in this tournament for the most part, right?
I saw Chloe in his last game, but I felt like
Yes.
I thought he had moved on to playing other characters like Kunimitsu and Zafina.
That's what I thought too. And then I saw him play.
I saw him play Chloe against El Negro's Kunimitsu. That might have just been because he didn't want to play the mirror, which I can understand. Mirrors are annoying sometimes if you're not ready for them.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of mirrors either in this game. I feel like that it becomes way more boring. I'll be honest.
There's some interesting mirrors, but the ones that get super degenerate. Like I would love to see 2 Chloes fight each other. Because I know at least one Chloe's gonna lose.
I would like to see 2 Chloe players.
I don't want to fight it yet.
I don't want to be at either one of those Chloe players. So, I mean, understandable on his side. Let's see the character selections here.
Yeah, I don't remember ever seeing Fattens play. So,
Negan. I'm pretty interested. I think this character is good. I feel like I'm not seeing enough about how this character is getting to that scary part. Like, I think the last patch really did a lot of work for him.
I think I don't think he's bad. I do think he plays the game in such a way that there's not a tried and true counter for him. Like, you definitely have to. Some characters are just like, oh, if you're put into this situation, you just sidestep this way and duck this thing and stuff like that. I think Negan plays a really annoying style of Tekken that you just have to kind of weather through, regardless if it's good or bad. Because even when he was worse, he still plays the game the same way. He's still gonna throw out back 1+2 every so often. He's still gonna cut your legs with down back 2. He's still got a fucking that's my one of the night. He's still got the power crush that launches. So he's just got slightly better than he was before. Oh, speaking of power crushes, one from Chloe right there.
Yeah, I actually really like his playstyle, but I feel like we're getting better and better at terms of employing it, and yeah, the buffs just make it slightly better.
Yeah, I think he's better than he's ever been before, especially with things like his down back 2 being only -14, I believe, now instead of -16. Like, stuff like that is really big. But I think it's like Noctis, where it's like, you know, this character is definitely, you know, the best he's ever been in Season 4. But is Noctis good? I don't know.
I don't know, did he get a crouch jab?
No, but there's
Standing?
other characters who have crouch jabs that just
Nice.
deal with it.
Nah, he sucks. That's my criteria.
Okay, breaks the wall balcony here, spikes him down, no kick up to ruin the Oki. That's like Chloe 101. Maybe that's gonna be a sign from Danny that maybe Fattens doesn't know some of this Chloe jank that you should know. Running 3. Oh, back 1. Oh, nice block. You're dead. If you get the right combo, you're dead here. No.
No, that's...
Erotic care, but down 4 takes it. That 5 life. Universal erotic care. Oh, up,
Oh,
back. How does he swing the bat like that?
Oh, pick it up! Yeah! That was sick! I love kip up combos. Kip up, spring up combos are so sick. Ugh.
Power crush, trying to go for the backswing blow, but Fatten's just, it's like that kind of, like I said, that's just that Negan style where it's just like slow and steady. He's just gonna beat on you with the bat, and if you make a bad read in a certain situation, like especially with that up back too, it's just like he's gonna delete your life bar.
Yeah, he does a ton of damage on almost every one of his hits. I just think it's really cool that you have a playstyle where it's like you kind of have to make a read on how greedy the opponent wants to be, right? Like he can always put you back into extra pressure with plus frames. But you just have to make the read on whether he's going to do that or not. And it's a scary proposition, right? Do I like try to swing into this or try to move around, or do I like just eat this back 1+2 and like lose all my health?
Yeah, just one counter hit can, because his wall carry is amazing. He gets you to the wall super easily, especially for how simple his combo routes are. They're not overly complicated. Especially the one where you just loop up 4 and forward 3, or like 3 or 4 times in a row. With He gets you to the wall. He does the 3-hit string that now in Season 4 he gets to go into Intimidation right away. And then he gets to mix you up with the Intimidation 2 or down 2 or anything else. Unbreakable throw, like you don't see that very often when it comes out. But Danny doesn't want to play nice anymore. He's bringing out the Ana.
Yes! Yes! What do you do when you don't care about neutral? You put them in the schmicks.
You just run up and you duck in their face.
Do it. Come on, Danny. I need to see it. I need you to care not at all for this man's life. Just run in and mix him up. There it is.
Yes! Yeah, right there. Just force your way in, bro.
Yes!
I don't care about your feelings.
Neutrals for suckers. Yes! Yes! That's what I'm talking about. Why would I play neutral? Why would I give you the chance to also play the game when I could just put you in the mix over and over again?
Oh, no. Yes! Oh, drop the combo, though. This might be the chance Fattens needs. But he's by the wall. Oh, nice low parry.
He had to keep going for it, honestly. I feel like he had to keep going for the low until he did something about it. Nice!
And they gave Ana a 15-frame launcher now.
Yo, they gave her a 15-frame launcher! Oh, that was... Oh my god, the mix. Oh no, help. Help. Oh, where is it? Oh man, screw the universal Harada care. I need the Harada stimmy. Please help. My crops are dying.
You gotta calm down over there. Anna's sounding like she's giving you a universal stimmy. The way you love Anna Williams a little too much.
I love it.
But yeah, that match, that second game took like a minute and a half tops. Danny was like put his foot on the gas and he just went forward. I don't think there was like one block, and it was to block that power crush after he was mashing on him so hard. So Fattens has got to make the adjustment right here. He's got to contain this thought and try to keep him from doing stuff to him.
Man, he definitely like overwhelmed them. He just started with like the dash 3-4 and like just constantly put him in mix-ups over and over again. But he did let him do that. There's a lot of times in which he could have jabbed him out of pressure, or he could have tried to stuff him out before he applied it, because a lot of that stuff was actually done on block. Almost none of it was done on hit.
Yeah,
so
Fattens,
he just needs to be on the ball more.
like I said, Fattens like just seemed like once he got hit with a couple of Chaos Judgment mix-ups at first, he just kind of froze up and stopped doing things, which is what you don't want to do on Anna. You always gotta at least be trying to like sidestep left, at least especially to get away from the full crouch mix. Trying to jab a little bit to take care of stuff. He blocked one low swipe and did the wrong punish. If he had that wall standing 2, he might have been in a situation where he could have really turned it around.
Yeah.
But just Anna's scary online.
I love this character.
Especially when you're in a situation, it's like Danny, it's like loser side. If he loses one more, he's got to log off for the day. Got to go on Twitter and complain about how Chloe sucks. And it's like, yeah, he's a man with nothing to lose. And he's playing Anna in an online tournament. It's the most
perfect.
dangerous. She's the most dangerous predator on the savannah. It's like a hungry lion. He hasn't eaten for 2 weeks. He'll eat anybody. He'll eat another lion if he has to. You know,
he's just sitting in the tall grass in full crouch, waiting to swipe the lion's legs at any given moment.
Give me an Assassin's Creed game where I'm just lying in the full grass, but I got a PC mod that turns it into Anna Williams.
Ezio wishes he had Cat Scratch. Ezio wishes.
That character is terrifying.
You know why I love this character is because I spent so much of my fighting game career focusing on neutral, and then there's characters who come around and just say, nah.
What if no?
What if I didn't have to bother with that? Why am I putting myself through so much trouble trying to win neutral, trying to like whiff punish, all of this extra nonsense that's clouding my brain, when I just need a binary beep boop mid low you over and over again until I win? It's much easier.
Neutral is like the traditional courting and mating dance between two individuals trying to get something going. Playing Anna is just like hopping in the DMs and saying, "What you doing tonight?" It's just like shoot your shot. You either die or you get hooked up.
I am Anna Williams on Tinder. You are all getting swiped right on. That's the bottom line. All right, it's by hook or by crook. We're getting this in.
And as much as you can play that character, honestly, you can play that character very slow-paced and subdued. She doesn't have to go ham all the time, but man, when she does, crazy.
It's super fun. Yes, Anna still needs neutral, but I mean, like,
sometimes it really feels like she doesn't.
Yeah. Whenever, like, she feels like she needs neutral when people start understanding her. Like, when you start having like more difficulty using Assassin Dagger to get in, or recognizing that a lot of her mid options from about that like sort of 2-3 character range are best at high, and the mid ones aren't that scary. That's when that character becomes really difficult to sort of find that moment. But until then, being that like Anna players, if you recognize that oppression is available, you be using it as soon as you can.
So we got these two back in the lobby. It's 1-1. Fattens versus Danny. Danny committed to the Anna for this last game. We saw the Negan out of Fattens for those 2 games. Don't know if he's got anything else in the roster.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's hard to say because we didn't actually get to see much of Fattens towards the end there, so I don't know if he feels like the matchup doesn't work out for him or if he felt like the character is not right, but I think the character does fine. It could be that he just switches for a change of pace, new mentality. There's a bunch of reasons.
To be fair, that stage wasn't doing him any favors either. Jungle Outpost, that top area is such a small, confined space.
Yeah.
It can be really hard to try to get away from Ana after the first knockdown. So going to Last Day on Earth, trying to get the home field advantage. He's going to come out of the trailer right here. Oh no. Where's the trailer?
Yeah, what the heck?
Come on, Jeffrey. Where'd you park the RV, dude?
Try showing me a good time.
Ana trying to get a good time from Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Understandable.
And we'll see how this goes.
You see already a lot more movement for Fattens. There you go. That's what I want to see.
Tried the Chaos Judgment of low. Then you just got smacked in the face for it.
Feels bad whenever you make the right read. Oh, yeah, that's fast. So you didn't even have to take the hit for it.
So the messed up part there is that the Negan push traded with the Ana jab, and when that happens, Negan can just dash up and launch you instead of going for the intimidation 1-2. But he wasn't ready for it. But we're swinging for the fences.
He hit her with the Harlot Be Gone.
Yeah, and I think Fattens talked to, maybe he was listening to us, maybe he figured out on his own, but the answer to Ana in a lot of these situations, just press more buttons. If she's blocking, she can't mix me.
Oy.
Unbreakable throw, but it went through the power crush anyway.
Well,
Don't stay down, but don't get up.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Still like a 3-touch game though.
Yeah, but now I'm panicking. Oh no.
Mash? Just mash?
I
Mash the block. Mash the block, it's still mashing.
Yeah, stayed calm in that situation, so Fattens up. I forgot she still has that flop. Not quite.
Finishes the strings. Nice duck. Tried the fuzzy low parry, something nut, didn't want to deal with it. Nice low parry.
I feel like at this point, like, Danny's kind of mixing himself up. He's gone for that low often enough, and he hasn't really mixed up the option yet, and really needs to.
Yeah, and it's just 3 rounds. I feel like after a certain point, Danny just kept going for the same kind of approaches and didn't bring out anything new. Like, the one move that he never did with Ana that I think is super good, he never did a down back, he never did a back 4, he never did a down forward 4. And I think down forward 4 is a key low to irritate people into making them make mistakes. But Canada, he's going to move on. Danny, unfortunately, has to log off Steam for the day. He's out of the tournament. But good try. Made it to top 8 with that Chloe. Tried to get something going with the Ana. The Ana wasn't bad either, but not enough to defeat Mr. Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
It's too strong. He's got the plot armor.
He's got the guest character armor.
Yeah, he's got to make it. He's got to make it to the final season. Otherwise, we don't have a story.
But
It's
it's up to
understandable.
him. So that's our first round of the bracket done in total. What was it? I believe we figured out it was Joe Crush who ended up beating Shadow in winner's side. So it's
That
gonna
is
be Joe Crush versus Junya for winners finals. And then on the loser's side, let me look at this bracket real quick. It's gonna be Shadow versus Fattens. So Zafina or Claudio versus the Negan. And El Negro versus Emily. Actually, I'm actually really excited for that matchup. I want to see how that goes.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I think there's a lot of variables here, right? Like character choice, the way that the matchup plays out in terms of like how they approach it versus the players themselves. Like who's Emily gonna pick? She plays multiple characters. Negro's obviously showing off 3 characters now, so that will be super duper interesting. And I believe, is that what we're getting right now?
Yes, we're getting El Negro versus. So. Emily, I've been seeing a bunch of Kazumi out of her in competitive, it feels like, for the last year or so. But I remember when I would see a bunch of different characters out of her, like you said, like an Elisa, Josie that she has right there with the Tekken God Prime, But it feels like the first choice for her these days seems to be that Kazumi.
Yeah, I mean, despite maybe not thinking, despite thinking that the character definitely wasn't where she was in season 1, there is that consistency that still exists that makes you comfortable. If it lets you play your character's play style every single game, then I feel like you that consistency is really nice that you get to, bring into a tournament setting like this. But we got the Kunimitsu from El Negro. This is a character I feel like I've seen the best of him on so far in the tournament.
I like the Raven, even though it ended up losing in that match against Junya. But yeah, I feel like this is the character I see him play the most. This is the character, if I ever run into him on ranked, he's playing. So we'll see how it goes. It's been, 3 months and change now since the character was released?
Yeah,
you should know how to deal with this character. You should know how to play the character. You should know how to counterplay the character. And we'll see if Emily's ready.
I feel like a lot of people really took to the character early on. She's super fun. So yeah, I feel like nobody should have a shortage of Kunimitsu experience. Ooh!
Breaks the throw.
It's a really nice whip punish. The control
Low
is there.
finishes the spring.
Nice punish.
Block.
Although the chance for Emily to make a comeback is here. Oi! What a whiff punish. That was super good. I was going to say that the chance to make a comeback there was with Emily having the wall positioning, but El Negro definitely just very, very strong first round here, setting the pace.
Little punish on the power crush.
There you go. Nothing after the slide. That is zeros. So just respecting Emily and her response.
Yeah, there's certain weird situation, like after certain combos where they tech roll. If they tech roll into slide and get hit by it, it can be plus. But you have to set up those situations.
Right. A lot of the times it's just setting up the fact that you can do a low from that range and it opens up you doing dash 2 instead.
Stays down after the combo. Still stays down. Oh, nice. Guess right on the 50-50.
Yeah,
Like I was mentioning before, the character, you can play him standard, or you can play it like, regular Tekken, quote unquote, or you can play him like a crazy person, Kunimitsu. Just go for the 50-50s all day. Or you can just do set 2 every 2 seconds.
Yeah, which is actually like not something we've seen from El Negro, right? Not a lot of set 2, which a lot of people have said is like one of her best moves. Actually, just more approaching, like trying to get into their face, actually, and trying to go for little hits. Oh no.
Using the power crush, trying to get some space. The walls to the left. Oh, again. Gets the wall. Not dead yet. Misses the thing. Oh, but does the wall standing 4.
Yeah, first time he's done something after the set 3, so that was definitely caught Emily off guard.
Stabs Kunimitsu in the liver. And then throws the kunai in her butt afterward. Gonna try and get the combo here. Wall's a little close. Oh, just short.
Yeah, but positioning is there. El Negro rolls to the right, trying to get off the wall. 1-1-2. There we go. Plus frames. Yeah, let's it rock.
Doesn't want to try and punish the down forward 1-2.
Oh! Both down forward 2s that he's done in the game so far have been so impressive.
Doesn't finish the... I see him... He doesn't finish that 4-hit combo string that most Kunimitsus do for the wall. He just lets it rip at the 3rd hit because he wants to force the fast slump on the wall and still have enough time to chase him down. So he does the 3 hits. You saw he didn't finish it, so he still has time to run Oki. He sidestepped, did the rage drive to get the wall bounce, and then forced the 50-50, finished her off with the safe down forward 4. It was really clean ending to that final round and gets that first game.
Yeah, he's really challenging Emily in terms of spacing. Like I was saying, both down forward 2s have been fantastic whiff punishes. And like Kunimitsu's down forward 2 does not go far. In fact, she goes nowhere. The hitbox kind of just lands in front of her a little bit. It's like almost entirely supposed to be a whiff punisher, and it was used super well both times.
Yeah, it doesn't. I feel like the second time it was a counter hit. It looked like maybe Emily stuck something out and got counter hit for it, and that's because it hit from super far away.
Right.
So I feel like that's the only way it could have hit from back then. But her down forward 2, also it doesn't launch crouching either, so it's a really good whiff punisher, but it does have some weaknesses to it. But Emily's sticking with the Kazumi.
Yeah, I actually picked Mishima Dojo, so picking a slightly smaller stage.
Yeah,
No, way smaller stage, I should say.
Well, I feel like this stage is like the standard. This is the stage that you mash out on practice mode when you're just trying to get in and try to get something going. And betting her tournament life on this Kazumi. She's only got one more chance, one life to live, and gonna try to get it done against El Negro. I feel like if El Negro loses with this Kunimitsu, we instantly see a switch. He feels like the kind of person that doesn't want to let you get comfortable, and swapping characters is part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Emily really picked this character or picked the stage just to get to the wall. Like a smaller stage means you get to the wall more often. Wants to get to that pressure there, but Kunimitsu's carry is like really strong, so it might end up biting her. Yeah, and it feels like this is the problem here.
Well, it goes like if I put her on a big stage, she's probably gonna end up carrying me anyway. So I might as well put her on a stage Rage Drive where I can just carry her as well. I'm gonna be dead just enough to kill Tony the Tiger coming out for the assist.
No, that is a good point actually. If the opponent's always gonna get to the wall, I might as well pick a stage where I always get to the wall as well, or almost always get to the wall.
Nice
Potion
little
off.
step right, yeah. That's how you deal with those strings out of set. Oh, it doesn't break the one. Oh, it does break it. I can never tell. That break happens so late in the animation that I can actually, even when I'm playing against Kunimitsu, I'm like, did I break this? He cashes out damage that time.
No, not quite.
Nice sidestep. Jab to peel him off the wall.
See how okay, yeah, Emily. Oh, ultimate tackle.
Yeah. The running tackle has the same kind of armor that Rage Arts do, so you can't beat them with throws or lows. Good choice from Emily to just keep running at him. And she's got 2 rounds on the board here in the second game. Nice again. We're seeing the Kuni knowledge come out now.
Actually, was too
No,
far
don't finish it.
Yeah,
She's getting a little too autopilot-y with those wall standing 4-4s. Trying to go for the mix-up.
Close frames. Oh no! Counter hit set 3 to get to the wall. That should be it. Yep, that's it.
Round 4.
Yeah, it's like Emily finished both strings that time. The down forward 1-2 and the wall standing 4-4. Ended up sealing her fate in that round there, but still in the driver's seat with a round up.
Emily getting caught with the second hit of these set 1-1s, which makes the last hit guaranteed. Again, that's another one that you can try and micro step right and make it whiff, and still block the 1-1-2, I think it is, the blue sword.
Oh my god, right over the low. That was so sick.
I wasn't ready for that one.
No, I was not. Low crush the low.
And I love the slow motions where the cameraman is like, whatever, we know what's gonna happen. It's like, the half a second slow-mo, we're like, nah, whatever. But yeah, good stuff to Emily. She I started seeing a lot of the anti-Kuni stuff slowly come out there, sidestepping, especially when she was sidestepping the back turn stuff. Sidestep right,
yeah.
Sidestep right block or sidestep right duck to try to shut down those can situations. And I really think El Negro is just going to switch to Raven at this point.
It definitely feels like his playstyle, right? He feels like the type of person who wants to constantly like give you how to say, like a sensory overload, where you kind of want, like, once he gets in, he just wants to like put stuff in your face over and over again, make you make a mistake and then capitalize off it.
Yeah, you can play a tricky, like you got a tricky character like Kunimitsu where you have the bag of tricks, and then El Negro is like, well, what if I just pull out a whole new bag? Like, what if I just had a set? And there we go. I called it right there. He brings up the Master Raven.
Yeah, it's
first
a good
to one.
call.
You learned the Kunimitsu. We had this nice, pleasant 1-1, and now first to one, I'm gonna bring out this Master Raven, or I'm gonna bring out this Anna Williams, or I'm gonna bring out this other, character that just wants to win the first to one.
Yeah,
it's tournament. There's, we could be friends after the tournament is over.
This is a very unfriendly thing to do, though. First to one, Raven. Oh boy.
We'll see if Emily is ready.
Speaking of how we were talking about, like, most people should have the Kunimitsu experience because of how many people wanted to play her early on or picked her up at least for a slight amount. That never happened for Raven. This character has always been sort of on the low end of character selections, so a lot less.
I think this is a character. I think she got nerfed in season. Like a lot of the things that people liked about her got nerfed in season 2, but I feel like she's turned into a slightly different character over the course of T7, and I think her season 4 version is actually pretty interesting and good.
Yeah, a lot of people sort of recognize the strength of this character in season 4. So, but for the most part, like I feel like Raven players stick to Raven. Not a lot of people jump into the bandwagon.
I think she's got that new wall combo with the 1-1-4. She can now actually has a throw mix up at a back turn because she can do. Is it 1+4 at a back turn or 1+2? I think it's 1+4 to do the Undertaker 1+2 throw, where she throws you up in the air. So now she actually has a 50-50 mix up, like kind of like Fang.
Yeah, where the animation's exactly the same either way.
Yeah. But Emily doing a good job of just running around and block spamming. Oh, gets hit with the buzzsaw.
The buzzsaw. It's worked out so much for him. I feel like I rarely see the move.
I don't see a lot of Tekken 7 Ravens using that move that low. Partially because the combo isn't super good.
Right.
Like you don't really get a lot out of the combo. Nice walk. The end of that teleport is punishable. 7 seconds here. Emily could just do nothing and she's gonna win. Yeah, especially now.
Yeah.
There's nothing that El Negro can do at this point. And 2 games, Emily with the defense has been carrying her.
Yeah, very, very nice. There you go. And that means El Negro's just gonna have to get slightly more aggressive, and that is the adjustment, is not letting him backdash. However, Emily getting into the power crush. 1-1-2. Yeah,
stay down.
Round 4.
Yeah, that great adjustment from Negro. You just have to get in, right? Like you just have to make sure that Emily's not allowed to backdash. Yeah.
And we see like maybe he's got to go for a couple more of these the buzzsaws. They are launch punishable, but as long as the wall isn't involved, one of Kunimitsu's weaknesses that is starting to become a problem now in Season 4 is that she doesn't actually do a lot of combo damage on most of her launchers.
Yeah.
I feel like Season 4 Tekken 7 is a damage game. It's a damage meta.
Yeah, a lot of the best characters in the game are characters that can delete you in 1 or 2 hits if they get the right situation. But that was nice running to clean it up at the end there. And Emily is going to be moving on into semifinals. Loses semis.
Yeah, just defense, great holding firm. Didn't like getting clipped a few times low, bother her. Just kept blocking just little bits at a time, just punishing El Negro and just putting him in bad spots. Like, it just felt like a lot of those rounds that Emily just blocks everything, punishes El Negro to about, like, I want to say, like, 60-70%. El Negro makes a bad read trying to make the comeback, gets launched, loses more life, and then Emily kind of finishes him off from there. Just really clean play. I thought she would be a little bit more bothered by the Master Raven pick, but no. Was ready to play, moves on again, and she's going to be in loser semifinals and play the winner of our next game here. It's going to be Fattens, who we saw against Doom Danny. That really solid Negan versus Shadow 20Z, who lost against Joe Crush.
What was really cool about watching Emily play was that she, like, even versus Raven, defaulted to backdash first, and then afterwards was like, okay, now that like this isn't working, I'm gonna start mixing it up. And like didn't do that until Negro won the round, right? Like, and that's why like in the 4th round you started seeing her dash forward, the running to the end of the round, like mixing up that spacing way more. But before that, she was like, I mean, it's working out for me. There's no reason to change it, which was is a good way to approach tournament for sure.
Don't have to change until they make you change,
Mm-hmm.
which I feel like is a mistake a lot of people make. Or early on in a set, like something is working, and then before it stops working, they just stop doing it. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, why'd you stop doing this thing? I thought they would catch on. Why? They didn't show you that they would caught on yet.
I got Batman versus Spider Woman.
Yeah,
I don't know how this matchup goes. Does the range become a problem for Zafina?
I don't know. It seemed like it was a problem against Jack, and
Yeah.
Negan does a pretty good job of controlling a similar range, but it really has to do with whether or not what looks like.
Oh no.
I mean, it's the first round, but I'm already
Yeah.
not liking the decisions that Shadow's making so far on Negan defense.
Oi.
Shove.
Yeah, and he's just trying to fight off of it. Fatten's just comfortable and sitting in that range. Dash 4. Great forward moving mid.
And it's like Fattens kind of knows he's getting clipped by a couple of these mids, but ooh, finally one whiffed. He just had to wait for his opportunity, right? He had almost a completely full life bar to wait for that one chance. Nice block. No punish.
Yeah, Fatten's looking real comfortable here.
Another shove.
And like the movement from Shadow is really good. It just feels like that like the pressure isn't enough. Like it's not working for him.
I think Fattens is doing a good job that when he wants to pressure Shadow, he's making sure to like kind of like dash forward to like cover whatever space Zafina would make by backdashing, you know? Just really following through with his attacks.
There you go. But finally we got Shadow to get a big hit, converted it onto the wall. It's gonna be tying up the round count. Oh, could he have picked that up?
Okay, there, backdash gets the launch.
Oki?
Don't
Yes.
sit down.
Plus frames again.
Nice.
Ah! Plus frames. Wow, the answer. Ooh. Yeah, I tried to go for the big back 1+2, but Shadow was trying to get really aggressive there. A lot of small buttons.
Yes, looking Shadow. I think Shadow might have made the decision that, you know, Fattens isn't gonna give him the easy whiff punishes from backdashing. So in that last round, we saw Shadow just being a lot more aggressive, and we're seeing it here too. He's trying to get something going, take his turn, get the mix. What the hell was that?
Was that parry?
Yeah,
Was he looking for mid? Get up mid?
maybe. It's been weird.
Would have been a hard read, but yeah, it looked like an input error at that point.
Sends the back one to get away from the wall.
Plus frames.
Breaks the 1+2 throw. Raise
Plus
drive.
frames. Oh, the step it wasn't there. Oh, got the low. Yeah, and that's gonna be it. And I think you hit it the nail on the head there. Like Shadow just was like, he's not gonna give it to me. I have to take it. I have to run in and earn the damage that I'm gonna get instead of looking for that whiff punish, because there is that both ways, right? Use your fantastic backdash and whiff punish with things, or get in there and really get him to think about all the different options that Zafina has.
And that's a good. It's just a testament of how good of a tournament player Shadow is, because he made that decision about after a round and a half of gathering data from this guy. He's like, okay, this guy is smart enough that he's just not going to swing wildly at me. I gotta make him. I gotta force the errors out of him, right? He's not gonna just make dumb mistakes. So after that, basically in the middle of that second round and on, Shadow became a lot more aggressive, forcing like the Scarecrow 1+2. The 4-4-3, just trying to get those plus frames, trying to aggravate Fattens into making mistakes, and he did.
Yeah. Good stuff. Let's see if any adjustments are made. We're actually picked Last Day on Earth. So went to a way bigger stage, 16 by 26. And this has worked, this is actually worked out for him really well. Is that he's done better, I feel like, the more space that Fattens has had. Because he's just willing to backdash and then, big buttons his way to victory.
See how this goes. Yeah, you see a lot more buttons out of Zafina right now.
Yeah, I think Shadow's understood the stage pick as well and said, all right, I'm not going to give you the space to backdash into space.
And normally you don't think of this when you think of Zafina. You think of what Shadow started the set doing, just backdashing, running away a lot, assuming that they're going to whiff. But I think a lot of players at this level have, learned, it's like, okay, she's got a good backdash. All I got to do is make sure that I account for that and not whiff,
Yeah, a lot of the times you can negate a good backdash by, surprisingly enough, also backdashing.
Or just forward dashing. If I can take up the space that you backdashed out of, then it's like we're back to where we started from,
Yeah, exactly. Both enraged. First one to flinch was Shadow. Aye.
Yeah, and Zafina got nerfed a little bit in Season 4, but really it was mostly to her damage values. This character does a little bit less combo damage than she used to, a little bit less pokey damage. And I think that's fair. You don't nerf what she's good at. You nerf some other stuff that she shouldn't be good at, which in my opinion, I feel like a character like this shouldn't do a lot of combo damage.
No, agreed. And we've seen the same thing with how they balance Steve, right? They balance Steve in terms of all of his lows got little damage nerfs because he didn't need to be doing all that damage with his lows. But it's still a phenomenal character. He left the tools in check, and you can see all of them used really well from Shadow there. As he also moves on to the semifinals, we'll be playing Emily on the loser side. That should be a pretty darn good one.
Good stuff to Shadow. He lost that first round to Fattens and then ended up winning 6 in a row. Just that all he needed was that one round to make the wake-up call, and that was it. Sorry, my dog.
No worries. Who's also really excited for ads? I am.
Dude, we're all super excited for ads, and I've got a ton of ads for you guys right now. Not a ton. I'm not gonna say a ton. It's just just a good handful. I'm gonna let our commentators take a quick breather, grab some water, because we got a lot more top 8 action coming up for you guys. We are moving on into the finals, into the top 4 section of the bracket. So I'm going to take it away for just a quick moment for a quick ad slide. Now, first up, I want to talk to you guys about all of the lovely artists that are going on in the Virtual Artist Alley over in Discord. You've got Gekio, you've got a handful of great artists over there that are selling arcade stick parts, retro gaming stuff, jewelry, bags, stickers, keychains, art, and they're shipping all this stuff out to you. It's not like you just download a PNG from the Discord chat. they will ship it out to you. So head over there to the Virtual Artist Alley, check out what they got going on over there, and they're support your artists. Okay, support just the same way that you support your L words. Support your artists. Okay, I'm a professional shill. Trust me, I'm a Street Fighter V player. Anyway. So we've got the merch as well, and the merch ties into the Matcherino. So if you buy the merch over in there, you can actually donate some of those into, or rather, some of the money that you spend on merch gets dunked into the Matcherino prize pool. So if you buy a beanie, if you buy a t-shirt, if you buy a hoodie, if you buy one of those giant mouse pads and those TCG playmats, some of that gets dunked right over into the Matcherino. Speaking of the Matcherino, we've got a ton of those free codes still left over for you guys to use. We've got a couple of sponsor quests, a couple of those free 50-cent codes. If you guys haven't already, hit up the command !Matcherino in the chat, swing over to that page and dunk whatever you would like to support these players, to support the bracket fiends going through the tournament right now. So we've got the top 4 players. If you guys want to show your respect and show your love for them, feel free to hit up that Matcherino. Big shout outs actually, while we're on the topic of Matcherino, to Guilty Gear Plus R. They've got over $3,000 in the Matcherino right now. So that is just the power of a community funded pot Right now, we're sitting at a lovely, I want to say like $126, $133. Thank you guys who just dropped a couple of 25 bones in there for you. So that is just the power of a community-funded pot. Please, please, if you haven't already, head over to the Matcherino, use that free 50-cent code, use some of those sponsored quests, buy some merch, and get that pot up and running, okay? Speaking of up and running, we are soon to have Guilty Gear Strive up and running for us over here worldwide. The game is going to come out on April 9th on all systems, but if you pre-order the game over at that link right there, Guilty Gear Strive pre-order, it's the bit.ly link, you can get it 3 days early. April 6th, if you want to get your game on, hit up the lab, do some offline training sets, definitely pre-order Guilty Gear Strive now. I'm also going to run a Guilty Gear video ad for you guys at the end of these slides. So if you want to hear, smell the game, if you want to sniff the game, definitely tune in at the end of the slides. But we've also got the character pass for Granblue Fantasy Versus. More ArcSys action here for you guys. If you guys are big fans of the game already, it's been having a pretty successful tenure so far over out in Japan. Tumultuous over here out in the States and in the rest of the globe due to the unforeseen pandemic. But people enjoy it regardless. Uno just came out. Mr. Pringles himself, the Pringles God, came out himself just a few weeks ago. Maybe a couple, I think last week. People are having fun with him so far. He looks pretty sick. Yule, big fan. I'm a big fan of Yule myself. I've been playing a lot of Granblue due to that game. So if you guys want to get that character pass, we've got 2 more characters coming up for you guys within the coming months. So definitely check out some Granblue Fantasy Versus action. And if you want some more action from a game that has been around for quite some time, one of the games that got me into the scene personally, one of my favorite fighting games, Skullgirls, Second Encore. I'm a big fan of this Kickstarted project. It's a very hands-on development process. It was really, really cool, that whole development. They actually brought their game over into mobile. There is a mobile version of Skullgirls where the new character, Annie of the Stars, has been available for quite some time. She is coming soon to the actual fighting game proper herself pretty soon. So if you guys want to, check out some Skullgirls Second Encore. It constantly goes on sale. It's an extremely fun game if you guys are fans of tag games versus games, or even just like really, really fast-paced anime games. Skullgirls is definitely the game to check out for you, and after 5 years, they are still getting downloadable content, and hopefully we see more in the future. But we are going to see more of these. Main 6, Them's Fighting Herds official merch. They've got these swaggin' ass t-shirts available for you. They've got these nice designs here, and they've got a couple of different statues. They've got free shipping on orders of 100 plus, and it's probably going to be pretty easy for you guys to spend more than $100 with how awesome that merch is. So please run over to tfh.gaminggenerations.com and check out that merch over there. We have also got Under Night in Birth, EXE, late. What is that, a bracket, a brace? CL-R, closing brace. Available now. If you guys are big fans of sprite work, beautiful sprite work, really good music, and just really fast anime action, definitely check out Under Night in Birth. We got the collector's edition available with a full-page color art book. It's got a sick-ass soundtrack. Exclusive Lundrekia keychain available now. Please check that game out. It is actually really sick. Now, if you guys are fans of arcade sticks, okay, let me introduce you to the controller of the future. I'm personally not a fan, okay? I'm personally not a fan. I prefer my sticks. I still play Halo on the original Xbox pad because I'm a classic gamer right myself. But if you guys want to get on the wave of the future, the controller of the future, it is Hitbox, okay? And we've got a special deal going on for you guys over at hitboxarcade.com/frosty. Check it out over there. We've also got Fantasy Strike, well known for some of the best netcode in the community, in the industry. People play this worldwide. All characters are available, which is very rare for a game nowadays. Free to play as well, so you can get it on Steam, you get it on Switch, get it on your PlayStation 4, wherever you want to play it. It's sick as hell. Grab Fantasy Strike now. And that's going to do it for the slides. I'm going to run over to the Guilty Gear Strive ad, and then we're going to bring it back into the commentators. See you in a bit. I've been Seth, and thank you guys so much.
That is bullshit. Blazing, still my heart is blazing. If the word kill me, I don't need a new word under you. Soon you will know.
That was faster than I thought.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving on to top 4 of this Tekken 7 tournament. If you guys haven't been watching, you guys missed out on some pretty exciting action so far, but we're getting to the nitty-gritty. We got the 4 left for us. On the winner side, we have Junya and Joe Crush, I believe. Yes, I was right. And on the bottom side, we have Emily versus Shadow. Those definitely interesting matchups coming up. And I believe first we have the winners finals, Joe Crush versus Junya. What do you expect from this matchup? Guys who play a little bit differently from each other.
I mean, it's weird because unfortunately, because of the lobby mess ups, we didn't really get to see much of the Joe Crush versus Shadow match. But from what we did see, that Jack was ready to play and was pretty polished. Jack versus Eliza is, I think, in Jack's favor. Can backdash away from the Eliza stuff. Once he gets pinned down, it can be a little difficult, but, you know, that's difficult for everybody. And then, you know, Junya also has the Katarina, and Joe has the Geese. So there is a wheel of character matchups that you can play right there that, honestly, Junya's characters are like my weakest ones in the game. I don't really understand. I understand how to fight against Eliza and Katarina, but playing them, it's like, how do they approach fighting these other characters? You know,
Speaking
like
of
these.
approach,
How do
one
they?
thing we are actually approaching is a huge pot. I want to give a shout out really quick to the $25 that was just dropped in the Matcherino pot. Thank you, everybody. Right now, it is at $161. Let's go. Thank you, everybody who is donating to the Matcherino pot right now.
Thanks everybody for donating and bringing it up. There should be still codes to use. FFXIIIT7. I know it's a lot of letters, but I know you guys can do it. A lot of free 50-cent codes. Buy some merch. You know, donate out of the goodness of your heart if you still got some Christmas money saved up. But we look like we're getting into this first match between Joe and Junya. Like I was saying before, not really sure how Junya's characters kind of match up against Joe's, but like I said before, well, honestly, the 3 out of the 4 people in this top 4 were in top 8 last year. Shadow made 7th place last year, and now he's on the verge of trying to, you know, win this thing. Junya trying to get his second back-to-back Frosties win. Emily trying to get revenge for her 2nd place last year. So a lot of different storylines here, but we are going to get a meter character match here, Eliza versus Geese. This can be kind of risky for Eliza. One obvious dive kick, one obvious string or something, and you can get mid-parried and lose a lot of your life bar, if not the whole thing, depending on how much meter Joe has saved up.
Yeah, secondarily, this matchup ends up being really good for Geese in terms of like using safe mids because they have double value. She jumps in the air and she gets hit by a down 4-2. That's a full combo. But if not, then he's just safe, right? And he checks her with mid all the time. So the space control is going to be really difficult for Junya.
Yeah, it's just depending on how risky or how much of a betting man Joe wants to be with these mids.
Right.
We'll get to with the string.
He does have the meter for it now, so next time he does, if he wants to go for Palm 3 or Palm 4, he can DP through that. There's a 3-frame gap in between.
It's an option only available to Eliza and Akuma. Bends it.
Oh!
Parry
big
too
dog.
early.
Ooh, the hard read on the spring! That was sick.
Nice.
Mad unnecessary, too.
Yeah, it looked like Joe parried real early, so maybe he was expecting a Moonglide 1 or 2 and was trying to parry those right away. Junya, I don't know if he saw through it or just got really lucky but committed to the unblockable instead. And got hooked up right there.
1, 2, 3, plus frames, nice step.
Seen a lot of these back-to-back jabs from Junya in these games, just spamming the 1-2 and getting a clean wall splat right there and finishing him off. He's got a full stick of meter right there. Joe Crush, you know, just barely passed 1.5 meters there. I mentioned it before, but you know, Akuma and Geese, like several times between those two characters, have gotten their meter gain nerfed on hit and on block. Eliza, I feel like she got her meter gain, at least from sleeping, her meter gain got buffed in Season 4.
That is true. Ooh, nice crouch jab to check. That was sick.
Oh, EX. Oh, still enough time to block.
Yeah. Power Crush Jake is mid and also safe.
Counter hit.
I mean, sorry, meter Jake. He still has that single bar, so that back three is definitely scary, even if it is negative.
Trading fireballs back and forth, spends the meter, challenges with the down 3 after blocking the Maximo cancel, and then Moonglide 1-4, I believe, takes it on the last second, 3-0 on the rounds from Junior in this first game. Winners finals, 1-3, and honestly, that was a little bit of a weird match to watch. It seemed like it was really touch and go for a while, and just like kind of weird decisions on either side. Like I said, I'm not super familiar with how Eliza approaches the Geese matchup, so there's like little things that Junior's doing here that seem weird to me, but still a lot of good backdashing, good sidewalking on certain moves, and you know, Joe's the one that's got to make the adjustment here, considering that he dropped 3 rounds straight.
I am 2 seasons removed from playing the matchup, but I will say that I feel like the space control isn't there for Joe Crush. Like, I feel like he's not, like, there's specific moves in the matchup that felt really strong that I feel like he's not using, like forward 4, like down forward 2, like standing 4. Those are moves that, like, take up a lot of the space that Eliza wants to be in. And it feels like he's not, like, it feels like he doesn't feel comfortable in that range to begin with. So it's maybe that he needs to, it doesn't matter. He's going to pick Jack.
I think we saw a lot of the same things with Face. It just felt like when meter wasn't on the table, they seemed both players seemed a little floundery, you know, like they didn't know what to do to get something started. Which I feel like a lot of Geese players that ended up dropping the character had the same issues in Season 3 and Season 4. But we're getting the Jack here. I feel like this character can keep Eliza out a little bit better. You know, standing jabs, down back ones, you whiff, you got the down forward 2 ready to go. You don't got to worry about meter to get your combos going.
Yeah, I mean, all the things that I said before of like down forward 2 and standing 4 being great, like, you know, space controls aren't launches, right? Unless they're counter hits. This guy just gets a down forward 2. That space control is always going to be like, you know, 60 damage if he gets the hit.
And, you know, the changes Jack got in Season 4, they're not amazing, but they are pretty good for him. I like the one where full crouch, down back 1, it's a little bit more plus, I believe, and it doesn't push back as much on hit, so it kind of brings him in line a little bit more closer to the way he was in some previous games, where full crouch, down back 1 was a really oppressive tool, where he could get multiple of them in a row before you even had a chance to backdash away from him. You see him trying to threaten it there, just kind of ducking in his face.
Plus
That's
frames. Ooh!
And you see him ducking there, and Junior trying to duck with him, probably pumping a low parry there. Now,
Yeah.
when you have to respect the strength of that full crouch down back 1 now. But a lot of damage right here.
Wake up. Just wake up buttons, why not? Again? Again?
Pumping these uppercuts.
Oh, that was a good idea. He was actually trying to fish those with those standing 2s and get the float, and was just a little bit out of range.
Yeah, see, back-to-back full crouch lows. In previous games, in previous seasons, she would have got pushed out a little bit in between those.
Yeah, and he's already shown that he's gonna throw out the wall standing 1, so you know it is scary to crouch block those. Sometimes it's just a matter of numbers. I'll take the 30 damage now to not eat the 60 later.
Until you eat the 30 damage like 3 times in a row, and like maybe I should have ate the 60 a while ago. But yeah, just the slow plotting plays of Jack play.
Alright, I was gonna say, yeah, that did look like the down forward 2 hit on float, but that was a nice pickup from Joe.
Oh, gets the Moonglide, yeah, in the corner, so not a lot that you can do with it.
Ooh.
Got a meter here. Ooh, wow.
Wow, that's dumb. That was so sick. Oof.
And the down 2-1 takes it at the end. Joe Crush moving on. Oh, not moving on. Moving on with the game. You're tying it up.
Moving on slightly in the tournament, but not past Junior just yet.
Yeah, it's like now he doesn't have to worry about having to have meter to get stuff going. You know, you see a different play style coming out of the Jack. He can take some whiff punishes. He can control that mid space a little bit better with more reliable tools. And, you know, it's just Jack stuff, right?
Yeah. Regular some normal Tekken. But no, one of the things that you were talking about at the beginning is the Ferris wheel of characters, right? It could just be like a roulette at this point. We could see Junia switch to one of his few other characters that he plays, most notably Katarina, which does have slight bit more range, I would say, just like a little bit if you don't account, for dark waves and stuff like that. But there is a possibility that we get a character switch, and that just that keeps going throughout the 3 out of 5.
Now sticking with the Eliza,
picking stage actually.
Yeah, sticking with it. I did see him play Katarina in pools earlier today, so I know it's been on. I know he has it ready to go if he wants to, but maybe he just feels like he just plays this matchup a little bit differently. Depending on range, she does have some decent punishes for Jack stuff. Can get like crouch jab DP on some down back 1 punishes. She can get, I think it's back 1-2 into stuff if she blocks a down forward 2 up close, like little things. But we'll see what the adjustment is here.
I wonder why Junia picked Vermilion Gates. Like, this is kind of a lengthy stage on the top side and a little bit more square on the bottom, but for the most part...
She does have the superior wall carry in this matchup.
Right, which is interesting why he picked this one. You could have picked something like Last Day on Earth or like something like that, but...
The big boots, so much damage, bro.
Yeah, off a 10-frame move for counter hit, it's so good. But you can see like the space control from Joe Crush is actually so nice right now. He runs up forward because he realizes that Junia's back's against the wall. Junia trying to step left, trying to step off the wall. Joe readjusts, trying to make sure to keep that vector line proper. But it works both ways. Junia flips it around, puts his back against the wall.
Yeah, but misjudged the distance, couldn't get a clean wall splat, but still trying to push him towards his combo, but the sit-down pop...
No, the backbreaker.
It looked the same. I haven't seen backbreaker in quite a while.
Ooh,
he keeps getting mileage out of that new move.
Is that enough? No, that's the pixel. Goes low, cancels it. Oh, I didn't know what was gonna win. The down 2. Oh my god.
I think he did the Moonglide 1 and the down 2 just went underneath it just at the last second.
Oh man. Yeah. Remember, this is a 3 out of 5. This is first to 3, so Joe Crush will need 1 more after this, but this puts him at a healthy lead. Junia, at the minimum, will want to extend this game just to get some more information if he's going to stick with the Eliza.
Okay, Joe Crush looks like he's starting to bring out the throws a lot more.
Oof.
Just another option there.
He's bringing out the ones, too. At least in top 8, that's the first time he's done it off the jackhammer. Oh, jumping pressure!
Blocking it. Oh, no punish on it.
No, the 60 damage! No! Oh!
Just short of the wall. Yeah, the wall standing 4 on hit into the 50-50 mix up at the end. It's like you just gotta eat it. Could have tried it. Did he have meter? He could have tried the EXDP maybe, but didn't want to risk it, and instead just 3 rounds straight from Joe. The Jack's working out here.
Yeah, I feel like Joe's stage control in that one, I feel like was the reason why he won it. I felt like he was always putting Junia in pressure stage-wise in terms of putting his back against the wall or putting him in bad situations for him to constantly have to take movement risks that he wouldn't have to take otherwise. And he's doing that with Jack, which is kind of impressive.
Yeah, and normally, like, after season 1, like, the only Jack that you really think of is Anakin. And
Right.
I'm slowly starting to see, like, little Anakin things out of Joe Crush's stuff, especially, like, threatening with the full crouch down back 1,
Mm-hmm.
and instead doing the raw while snatting 1, like, that's an Anakin kind of thing that you would see. All I gotta
Right.
see is him start doing, some raw forward 4-3s on Oki, and that, you know, like, I'm just gonna believe Anakin is using the controller right now.
Yeah, 4-4-3. That's a cool move that never feels like it has the time to come out, but like Anakin always feels like he fits it in sometimes. But it's like the play style, right? He makes you think about all of the other quicker moves so that he gets the plus frame move to land, so that he gets to continue his pressure.
Junior staying with the Eliza, ride or die in this set right now.
Yeah,
I would think
feel
like I would think like, you know, Katarina does have some cool things that she can do to Jack in this matchup. Like she does have that, if he whiffs down forward 2, she does have that forward 2-4 whiff Punisher that would be really strong, like stuff like that. But ride or die with the vampire, it looks like.
yeah, and going to the Octagon stage, uniform 24x24, which means for the most part, most of the wall carry is going to stay the same. But for Eliza specifically, it makes it harder to get off the wall. If you roll right or roll left after you get put face down, it's not often that you will get off the wall because of the way that the angles work out.
Yeah, we're not seeing a lot of, like, he just did one. I was about to say, we don't see a lot of dive kick pressure out of him either. Presumably, I think it was because he's afraid of getting jabbed out of the air by Jack like that.
Yeah, he's shown to do it, so I think that's why he's afraid to do it. That's another backbreaker. That was crazy.
Yeah, you know, Jack, even though he's a big body, he does have a pretty good back step. And he is backdashing a lot out of a lot of these dive kick things. But it's like, if you're not going to do the, you know, the Eliza things that you do to other characters, you know, why would you stick with the character here? But
Yeah.
he's got a round here. He's making stuff work. He's almost got another meter to work with.
Yeah, unfortunately lost that match probably on that dropped combo. Well, windmills? Joe Crush trying to pull out the sampler. Seen moves from him that I have not seen since season 1.
To 1-2-1. Little punish. I believe that's still minus 13, 14. 2-2. I'm sorry.
Jumping
If you
pressure.
know, I mean, that's a hard thing. If you know he's gonna keep doing that, Eliza can just EXDP through that if you want to send the meter. But get long.
Is that it?
It should be.
Round 3. Fight.
Spends it, spends one. Oh, tried to get him to whiff, but not big enough of a whiff to get the launch, and gets launched in return. Gets pushed back towards the wall. Gets beaten out of the string. Get that fireball out of my face. Gonna hit you on the floor. You're in rage. You got one last chance to win this round.
Oh my god. Joe Crush, he is legit mauling Junia with run-up block. That sounds dumb to say, but it's like the reason why Junia is actually just falling into traps time and time again.
It's either run up block or run up just backdash and getting these whiffs on these down threes.
Ba, ba, ba.
Double one to force the fast slump and get the Oki. Junior's got all this meter, but doesn't seem to be able to find a chance to use it.
And that
Gotta do
Octagon
something.
stage works both ways, right? You see Joe Crush, he's actually backed up, and if you sidestep when you're backed up on the Octagon stage, you can move you don't have to move as far as other characters do.
Damn, it's like UFC.
Yeah, no, exactly. If you hold the middle positioning, you don't actually have to move as much as the opponent does, so you can adjust your spacing a lot easier. He hits him with the 1-2, and that is going to be it. Joe Crush moving on to Grand Finals 3-1 over last year's champ.
Good stuff to Joe. Strong play. Strong Jack play. Like I said earlier, like I normally think of it more as the Geese, but the Jack is doing a lot of work today for him, and it's been really impressive.
Yeah, he's honestly like the stage work that he's done. Like that was the thing that's most impressive for me, is that he understands based on what stages he's playing on how to move, and you can see that from how he was approaching when he was on a Vermilion stage or Vermilion Gates, which is a rectangular stage, as opposed to playing on Arena, which is an octagon stage, and he changed how he moved based on that, and it was like I feel like he's put so much pressure on Junya because of it.
Yeah, and he got a lot of mileage out of that forward 1-1, that new move out of Jack. Got a lot of clean whiff punishes. Like, he whiff punished a lot of whiff down threes and whiffed a lot of things. The forward 2 interrupt on the string and the fireball was massive in that last game, that big call out. And it's like... And then, like I said before, like, not a lot of dive kick pressure out of Eliza because she's afraid of getting jabbed or floated out of the air with any sort of jack mid because he's so tall that he can just jab her out of the air. Same thing with Akuma, you know, like it's like dealing with the Akuma demon flip stuff.
Yeah, and he showed it early on, right? He showed it like just throwing out 2-2-2, just making sure that he's putting in pressure and recognizing that I'm going to throw this out sometimes for maybe no reason, but you'll get your dive kick clipped into it, and it's your fault. So, I mean, you know, good stuff. He really played that matchup really well. But Junya is not out of it yet. He'll be playing the winner of this matchup. We got Emily versus Shadow 20Z. And reminder that this is a return to a first to 2 out of 3. So, because this is loser semis. So these guys don't have as much time as the previous match did.
To make the adjustments to each other. I'm wondering how this match is going to go because until now in top 8 and I think top 16 as well, this is going to be the first player that possibly has better defensive play than she does. She's been winning a lot of her games from being able to outmaneuver, whiff punish, block punish people, but I don't think she's going to get the same opportunities that she has been against Shadow Zafina. So it'll be interesting to see who's the one that who has to chase who down in this scenario, right?
Right. Yeah, both of them have been playing backdash first. So we'll see what changes in this one. Oi! That's what changes. The Shadow starts off strong with the big launch.
Oh, and breaks the balcony too. Gets another hit. Running mix. Pushed up against the wall. He's just gonna start harassing. He's got a decent life lead. And now... I talked about before, like Zafina got a little bit of her combo damage nerfed in Season 4, but I think if you're going blow for blow... I think Zafina beats out Kazumi now.
In damage?
Just more damage on pokes, more damage off kind of like the standard launchers, like comparing like a Zafina down forward 2 to a Kazumi hop kick, like stuff like that, you know. I think Zafina just wins out like that.
Yeah, I would agree. And, you know, even though we were talking about in terms of like, yeah, this game is really like the damage aspect is good, although they hurt in that maybe slightly in Season 4, the tools are so strong that it makes up for it, right? It's like an average amount of damage rather than it just being like raw combo damage.
Yeah, but Emily getting the wall here. You see the 2 down back 4s and then backing out, seeing if Shadow... You know, you gotta see, like, what's your breaking point? Is it 2 down back 4s? Is it 3? When do you want to duck? When do you want to lash out back at me? Nice block on the down 3. Hop kick!
Hop kick! Oh no, is that it? Yes!
Wow. A little bit awkward, you know, wall carry, awkward wall combo, but managed to make it work. And then the counter hit on the Scarecrow 1+2. Not looking good for Emily right now.
What was that damage? I take back everything I said. Nerf her again. Oh my god, that was...
That was a counter hit starter, and that was a counter hit into like a class 3 launch, so lots of damage. And then we got the sinking.
I think it didn't matter. Judging from this last frame, I don't think it matters. Yep. Yeah.
Emily was trying to call in a favor at Bandai Namco, like, shut it down.
What did I just do?
Kick the router, Harada. Do it.
Yeah, I think like this is just... I feel like it's 2 characters and 2 players that want to play the same kind of game. One person has the better weapon for it, and I think, you know, it's not. I'm not saying it's like a huge difference, but I do think like Zafina can play Kazumi's game with slightly better payouts. And I think in the long run, that matters a little bit. Does it matter in first to 2? I don't know. But that first game, we saw a 3-0 out of Shadow over Emily. So it's not looking good for Emily right now.
Yeah, it's like we were talking about before, where it's like Zafina can play both the play style of focusing more around movement, using that fantastic sidestep and backdash, or she can focus more around like mauling you and doing little hits and getting you to be like, you know, whiff into her tricky stuff. But Kazumi doesn't have that second option. She's mostly playing around the defensive aspect of her game and trying to convert that into damage. Her pressure in her face is pretty nominal, right? It's just stature kick, down forward 1, jab. That's the basis of it, and then those are just hits.
And you're just waiting, to see. It's like, okay, like I said before, like how many down back 4s is it gonna take before I make you do something dumb? And I feel like for Shadow, it's a lot. He's more likely to low parry it or try to backdash or sidestep it than he is to really try to throw a button at it.
Yeah, and the thing is that, like, it's not like doing Jack down back 1 where it's like, what, 12, 13 frames, something like that. It's like yeah, exactly.
Down back 4.
Yeah, and you know, you are plus on hit, yeah, sure, whatever. But like at the same time, you know, it doesn't mean you can't bust out of it when you want to.
As opposed to, let's say, like a Zafina down 3, you know, slightly faster, I believe. Can go into stance if you want. You don't have to go into stance, but has stance options. You know, unbeatable follow up in the while standing 4 if you know they're gonna press on you, and the while standing 4 is safe. But gets the hop kick here. Gonna get the whole combo. Yeah, the spike, and
nice
honestly, that's the best damage Kazumi gets outside of like a rage drive or just having rage in general on deck. That's like the best case scenario for her.
When you do Warrior 3 into grounded down 2, yeah.
But looking good. But, you know, 1 rage drive. Oh! I don't think he can kill unless he hits the wall.
Is that
actually no, he might be dead here. He's either dead or
a pixel. I'm gonna call on Herodic here.
He's past first bubble. He's dead.
Oh! Ugh.
Yeah.
He's dead.
If your life bar is on like the second bubble when the last hit's about to happen, it's like you're dead. That's like basically the rough math that you need to look at. And that was like the best. That was the best round she had gotten. Emily had gotten so far.
Yeah, it really was. Nice block
again. But still not enough. Right now, it's gonna be Shadow already on the brink of set points to go to. Right, but we get a delayed hop kick launch.
I can't believe she did it again. She fished for it in the second round and then just did it again. Why not? Wow, floated out of 444. Not something you see all that often. Oof! There you go. That's a round that Emily can put some confidence behind.
But, you know, again, think about what she had to do to get that round. She started off the round with the delayed hop kick.
Yeah, I mean, a huge bet, but, you know, at some point you needed something, I guess, and that was it. Plus frames.
Safe now. Oh, counter.
I feel like Emily had the right idea, stepped right, and then just pressed buttons slightly too early.
Oh, no punish on the back 1. Sends out the tiger, trying to get some space here. Has rage. Okay, can definitely turn it. Definitely make it a one-touch situation if she can hit the rage drive. But I think Shadow knows that and just chases her down. Takes it 2-0 over Emily. Had some good spots there against Shadow Zafina, but like I said, it just feels like, you know, it's not, like I said, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but I feel like they're two players that are playing the same kind of game. Just Shadow is playing it with a slightly better tool set, right?
Yeah, a more diverse tool set. I think it's a lot of the reason why the top tiers are where they are is their characters that can play that general play style, but also have stuff to back it up, right? Like those characters like Fakumram and what's it called, Julia and Steve, Leroy.
Jin, Kazuya,
Yeah, they're
Marduk.
all characters that can play two styles, right? They can play poke heavy, they can play more defensive oriented, or they can maul you, and even in some cases like Fakumra, Marduk, those characters have like the extra robbery factor that really put them over the edge that I feel like Kazumi doesn't, and through the nerfs of her regular toolkit, like sort of push her underneath characters like Zafina who have that ability.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, I just think the Season 4 meta is just a very strong damage meta, and all those characters that we mentioned definitely have the damage, they definitely can play safe when they need to, and they can go crazy when they have to and try to rob you. I feel like it's really hard, especially to rob somebody with Kazumi.
Yeah, there's a few characters in the game that we've talked about that like have to be in the lead. Like, I feel like Steve is still kind of in that, but he has a really good way to do it almost all the time, which is why he's a top tier character. But like characters like Kazumi or Jack, like, thrive way more in being in the lead than being behind. And being behind puts them into bad situations that usually make them lose more life than take.
But Emily, like we said, unfortunately, will bow out of the tournament today at 4th place. Slightly worse than last year, where she got 2nd, but still a very strong performance playing the Kazumi almost all the way through, as far as I know. I don't think I saw her play anything else today.
Yeah, impressive run from Emily. She's always super fun to watch. I love watching the defensive playstyle because it asks a lot from the player to play that way. And, you know, to say that she did slightly worse is true, but at the same time, the competition isn't any less or any less difficult than it was last year. In fact, it may be slightly more. So, good stuff to her. But the next one coming up, we got the Midwest Classic, the brother versus brother, Junior versus Shadow in losers finals. So back to 3 out of 5, first to 3.
Yeah, and this is interesting because, you know, both these guys ended up losing to Joe, who's waiting in Grand Finals right now. I really couldn't tell you which one would have a better shot, mainly because we couldn't see the Joe Crush versus Shadow match, unfortunately. That was the one that I really wanted to see and see how those two would go. But so both the brothers are playing to see who gets maybe they're talking amongst themselves, like, listen, let me go. I'm gonna bop this guy if I get a second chance on him, and like, no, let me go, because I'm gonna bop him if I get a second chance at him. Or maybe they're just gonna beat the crap at each other. Oh, we see the Jin come out. I was talking about how I hadn't seen Junior's Jin in forever.
This character sits in such a weird spot in this version of the game, though.
Nobody talks about this character anymore.
Yeah, because he got nerfed for like what felt like no reason.
Yeah, but it was such an inconsequential nerf. This guy still has electrics. He still got a Hell Sweep. He still got forward 4. He just has to try a little bit harder to get his damage out. Just a little bit. He still does the same damage.
He got slightly less damage on standing 4 counter hit, which felt like a weird change to revert it back to season 2.
See how it goes. Running tackle, no punches.
I don't think Jin sucks. I think this character's absurdly consistent, which is why I'm surprised that he got nerfed. But
he still does the same things.
Yeah. He is an absurd...
He still got parry.
Yeah,
how are you going to complain about Leroy parry and still let this guy have his parry? He's like, oh no. But, like I said, I'm actually excited to see this Jin come out, because I think it's still a strong character. And I think it might actually be able to deal with Zafina pretty well. Now, it's going to be hard to backdash and whiff punish a forward 4, so he's got to sidestep it. Which means you got to make her commit to something outside of the norm for her game plan. But, first round from Shadow. In this first of 3 losers finals.
Whoa. That was kind of like wave dash against someone's face. Alright, push him out, get some distance.
Oh, great combo though.
That was sick though. Pick it up. Yes. Almost to the wall. Scary position. Demon's Paw.
Playing with the wall in the foreground there. Yeah, you see Shadow slowly moving away, trying to put Junior on the wall instead. Life difference. Basically, whoever gets a big launch or counter hit can end the round here. 10 seconds, 5 seconds. Ooh, finishing stuff. Oh, just getting poked out.
Oh my god, plus
Zero.
frames.
Oh, what a cheater!
He definitely just plus framed his way to victory. That was messed up.
Made him block the rage drive. Block stun for days.
That was rude. Oh, not quite.
I gotta go back and watch that. If I ever play Zafina, I gotta know, oh, 3 seconds left on the clock, rage drive, block this, so enjoy your timeout.
Yeah, I normally think that's really silly about how much time it takes for you to interact again, but in that situation, it was perfect.
Yeah, that was exactly what he wanted. He didn't want to interact. Touch the two again. One thing I noticed about Shadow, he's like a Zafina player that uses that move when not a lot of others do it. Trying to pressure a Scarecrow. Oh, breakdance. Jumping one, okay.
Yeah, the classic. Oh.
Axe kick traded, but not enough health to survive. That could have been something good for Junior, but Shadow ends up taking the first game.
I don't think the Jin was a bad pick at all. I just feel like it's not the character for him right now. He plays it so little compared to everything else.
I don't remember. I can't say that I've seen every tournament that Junior's been in during quarantine,
Right.
but when I pay attention, I don't remember ever seeing the Jin.
I feel like I see the Katarina way more as an
It's
alternate.
like Eliza, Katarina, and then other stuff.
Yeah, that's the problem with the 20Z boys as well. Is that it's like two mains and then like the myriad of player characters that they play against each other that no one sees, right? And that's why you'll get like the random game where like Shadow comes out and he's like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna be a Kazuya player for 2 weeks," and you're like, "Well, when did this happen?" And then all of a sudden it's gone again.
So we'll see how this goes. I've been keeping an eye on that Maturino, by the way. I saw it before this set started. It was at 165. Now it's at 190. Thank you guys for donating, contributing. We probably still have codes to use. I'm gonna hit you with the exclamation Maturino in the chat, so you guys get that link, so you can keep donating if you want. Emily, right now it's gonna be a top 3 payout, I believe, unless we hit 650. Then it turns into a top 8 payout. So if you guys want to see if you guys only care about these 3 guys getting money, keep it where it is. But if you want to see Emily, Fadens, who else we got here? Face, Doom Danny, El Negro, all the guys that unfortunately are no longer in the tournament but put on a great show, get it to 650 if you can. It'd be great to see some of these other guys get some love. But second game between these two, Junior switching to Eliza. The Jin was an uh-oh. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pick it. Can I have the game back?
It is a 3 out of 5 as a reminder though, so he does have an extra game to play around with. Maybe tried to win with that surprise pick. But, it is what it is. In a good position for Junior to make this comeback, though, if he gets the hit, because he does have the bar. Shadow recognizes, immediately steps off the wall.
That has to be an execution error, because, if you hit the first part of that string, you do get the fireball follow-up.
Yeah.
Nice
Nice
block.
block.
Oh, whiffs the Scarecrow, but no punish.
It's a little hit afterwards. Double big mid. Oh my!
I got a scary Demon Claw.
What? Shadow, why did you think that? I mean, these guys, there's probably like 9 layers that we aren't seeing from these guys, honestly. Not even to speak that they're just like training partners in terms of being brothers, but just guys who end up in tournaments playing against each other routinely because of how good they are.
Yeah, they're probably training partners. They're definitely brothers. I was gonna say they're probably brothers. They're in the same clan. They're both amazing players. Like you said, they run into each other in tournament when they don't want to, probably. And there's probably also a level of trolling going on between these two.
Which, might not entirely be, for no reason, right? Throwing random nonsense, it might be the way to throw off your training partner, right? Just things they've never seen before.
If you're gonna troll and disrespect anybody, it's gonna be your own family.
No, absolutely.
But Shadow still looking really strong here in the second game. He's got 2 rounds. He's about to get another with the wall splat. Yeah, many hits. Oh no, sinking. Finish it off. There we go, Shadow. At the buzzer. And 2 games in a row for Shadow against Junior.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how close are they geographically? Can like Junior walk over and like hit his pad out of his hand?
It'd be really funny if you could. Because I do know people who play the same game and live in the same house together.
Yeah. I mean, that might be the way to do it.
The way we live our lives now, they're still when they run into each other in tournament, they're still forced to connect to each other online.
I mean, why not? This is an online tournament. They don't have cameras on them. There's no way that we'll see it. If Junior just walks over and takes his pad and just chucks it out the window, like, what is he gonna do? There's nothing you can do about it. You start the game and you move on. That's it.
I mean, like, Junior is the older brother. He can just take the pad and hold it over his head. And you're like, what are you gonna do? And then hold Shadow's head away from him. Like, what you gonna do?
Yeah, just put it on top of the fridge so they can't get it. Yeah, walk over. No, you can't walk. See, you can't walk over to the router and unplug it because that means it'll disconnect. You need to still win the round, right? So you just take the controller.
You hit the breaker on the fuse that only goes to their room. Oh, power went out. What happened? I don't know. I got my power.
Yeah, unplugging the router is not a bad idea if you're going down 2 rounds here. If you go down 2 rounds and it's like final round for the game, then yeah, pull the router, reset the games. Understandably.
The wheel of characters has come to the Katarina. The first time we've seen it in top rate. And it's looking bad for Junior right now, but he's got one more chance with this Katarina, but he eats the forward 2. Tries to push him to the wall, misses the last hit. Counter hit. Looking bad for last year's champion.
Oh no!
He should have brought the Delusion like he did last year.
He really should have. I actually just want to see Junior party. You're 2 rounds away from falling out of the tournament. Just go nuts. Throw a hop kick out. Do it. That would have worked. Ooh, nice. Pick up.
Yeah, let me just see a half screen hell sweep.
So,
Or Snake Edge. Just down back 4 Katarina right now. Do it. Do it right now.
Just do it. It will work. It'll work. I swear it'll work. And you won't know it won't work until you do it.
But trying to play this honest. I'll try to. Shadow just taking him apart. Bit by bit. There, the back one. Follow up. Perfect. The 7 golden letters. Junior 1 round away from leaving the tournament in first place. He's got to make something happen.
I just want him to go nuts. Like, I feel like he's played so reserve, and there's nothing to lose anymore.
Let me see a full crouch low at least. Like, you're playing full screen of cat. This is not where you want to be. You want to be in their face hitting some buttons.
Just raw hair your low. It'll work, I swear.
Which one? She's got 2 now.
Oh, the good one. Little stompy one. Yeah.
Oh, he's got a good life lead here.
Oh my god, I
Now you
need...
can run away if you want. It's 20 seconds. He's just outside of rage too, so his comeback potential is limited. He gets hit with the Tarantula 2.
No, don't tech. Oh no, the lows! Alright, good. No, oh, okay. Alright. Oh my god, he... No, 2 seconds, he has the life lead! Oh, it was still enough! Oh my god! Ugh, he got bailed out by numbers! Oh my god. I feel like he was panicking.
Alright, Junior, we just gotta do that 9 more times. This ain't doing it, Junior.
That's fine.
Nice combo.
Woo!
It's not looking good.
Nice block, no punish.
One of our heroes. They're all my heroes.
There you go, Snake Edge. Do it.
1-1-2 doesn't get anything off of it. Oh. 1 hit of anything will kill, and the back one takes it. Still sees the cinematic. Don't kill your brother like that. Hold yourself back. And the 3-0 from Shadow. Junior is gonna, like I said, leave the tournament 3rd place. winning it like he did last year, but strong play overall from him. Good stuff with the Eliza, the Katarina. The Jhin, maybe a misplay, but I was glad to see it. And Shadow is going to earn his right to get his run back against Joe Crush in the grand finals with that Zafina.
Yeah, actually, I'm really excited to see that one because I feel like Shadow's warmed up way more. He feels like his movement's slightly better with Zafina specifically. I don't know if he'll pick Zafina versus Joe because it felt like it got stuffed kind of hard. But, you know, we'll see. But good stuff to Junia. Obviously, third place, really strong in this tournament. Obviously, he's going to want more, but, you know, it is what it is. And I think this final matchup is going to be a pretty good one, as Joe Crush has looked really, really good today, playing pretty clinically, if I have to say.
Yeah, that Jack has been really good since he brought it out against Shadow. Did a good job of keeping the Zafina in check. That was the first game that we saw, and then the Claudio one, we unfortunately Tekken happened to that match, and they just had to end up playing it off stream.
Some ads before grand finals. Ladies and gentlemen, Bears and Ninjas, it's time. We're going to do one quick ad read, give the commentators a little bit to gather their energy, to raise their hands for the Spirit Bomb that is going to be the grand finals. I'm Seth. I'm going to run through these really quickly. It is important, but I won't keep anybody on ice for too long. All right, here we go. Virtual Artist Alley is happening right now. You guys can get the link to the Discord channel over in the Frosty Faustings Discord if you want to check out any of the local artists, local creators. If you want to pick up some illustrations, some keychains, some jewelry, stickers, bags, retro games, arcade stick parts, maybe even some popcorn. Guys, head on over to the Virtual Artist Alley and check out all of the lovely stuff that is going on over there. Support your locals and support your local artists. We've also got the Frosty Faustings merch. If you buy a t-shirt, if you buy a beanie, if you buy a hoodie, if you buy a giant mousepad and TCG playmat, that pot goes into the Matcherino pool. So if you guys want to, a portion of support the Matcherino and also get some sick merch out of it, head on over to smash.tg/ff13/register. But if you also want to just check out the Matcherino page, you can do so at matcherino.com/ff13. We've got these beautiful, lovely official art mouse pads and TCG playmats for you guys. If you want to hit up the Soul Calibur one, the Darkstalkers one, the Jetta, or the Street Fighter Cross Darkstalkers one, feel more than free to do so over there at Matcherino. We've got free codes still left. Okay, there are still some codes left. We're sitting at a chunky $218. We did it. We beat the $200 threshold. Nowhere near the $3,000 that's going on over at Plus R, but we can still get it going, okay? We've got Joe. We've got Shadow versus Joe Crush in the grand finals. If you guys want to dunk into the Matcherino pool, give your boys some money. And support your love for them. Show your love for them. Support your boys. Hit up that Matcherino. Use those free codes. Dunk some money in there. Buy some merch. Use the sponsor quests. And get that thing building. But here we go. Guilty Gear Strive. Speaking of building, my hype is building for Guilty Gear Strive. You guys can get it. It is available April 9th, 2021. We've also got a beta coming up soon. But if you guys pre-order it right now over at that link, bit.ly/Guilty Gear Strive pre-order, you can get the game 3 days early. There won't be any online. Any of you cheaters out there trying to do some cheating, can't do any of that. But we will be sniffing the game very soon. Guilty Gear Strive coming right around the corner. April 6th, if you pre-order it right now. I am super hyped. My love for Giovanna is unbound. I will be there soon, baby. But Character Pass 2. Sorry, Yule. My love is elsewhere, but I still love you, okay? Yule is a part of the Character Pass 2. We've also got Cagliostro, Belial, love him or not, and we've got Mr. Pringles himself, the Pringles God. Uno. Up in the Character Pass 2, we've got 2 more unannounced characters still happening for you guys. I know we're still doing silhouettes, but you can't deny that you are hype, okay? Get yourself that Character Pass 2 for Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. A lot of events still go on for that event, which is crazy. A lot of like single player content is still available. They've got season passes and stuff now, or like battle passes, which are actually integrated really, really well into the game. I was really up in the air about it when they announced it, but it does have gacha. All right, it does have everything you love about Grand Blue. So hit up some Grand Blue with the Character Pass 2. GrandBlueFantasyVersus.com. And speaking of wonderful games to play, Skullgirls Second Encore. We've got Annie of the Stars coming to the fighting game itself, but you can also get her in the Skullgirls mobile which is available now for free on the Apple App Store or the superior Google Play. Feel free to head on over there at those respective shops and grab your game. And grab Annie. And wait for Annie. It's coming pretty soon. But what is now is this official Them's Fighting Herds official merch store. Sick t-shirt designs for you guys with some sick-ass graphics. And really, really nice statues there too, vinyl statues. You can get yours at tfh.gaminggenerations.com. Fantastic game, actually. Outstanding rollback. Very, very functional. It's pretty cute on the surface, but it is a hardy, difficult, and fully functional anime game outside of that, or it feels like it. You guys should definitely check that out. It goes on sale a lot, so check it out. Free shipping on orders, $100, USA only. Let's go, America. Anyway, Under Night in Birth, EXE, late, CLR. A fantastic anime fighting game with a even better soundtrack, if you ask me, who doesn't play anime fighting games. But if you get the collector's edition, it comes with a full art book, soundtrack, and the exclusive La Dreckia chain. It is available now on this Nintendo Switch, PC, and PlayStation 4. Now, if you want to understand and get with the wave, get with the times, the controller of the future, Hitbox, is here. It is happening. The trend is now, okay? If you want to know what it's like to play on another dimension, okay? Utilize your hands in ways that you have never done it before. Hitboxarcade.com/Frosty. There's a discount code on Hitbox. Those things ain't cheap, but you can get them a little bit cheaper at hitboxarcade.com/Frosty using that discount code, okay? Imagine not playing on Hitbox in the current year. Exactly. Bubble.jpg in the chat. Thank you so much for helping me shill the Hitbox. But you can't help me shill Fantasy Strike. This is my own thing, but it is a fantastic game. Fantastic rollback. All right, played internationally, fully functional, free to play, all the characters, no grind. I know some of you people like that grind, but you can grind them ladders, all right, grind them leaderboards, and it's very easy to do so with that rollback. Hit Up Fantasy Strike is a very interesting fighting game. Small development team with big dreams. It's got big goals, and it's got a big roster, all right? Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Oh, yeah, wait, hold up. I got one more. One more slide. Get coached by the players kicking your ass, okay? Metafy, it's a new service. It's been around for a little bit. If you guys are big on learning, if you're beginner players or even intermediate players or advanced players, feel more than free to get a coaching service via metafy.gg. And it's also not for, there's more services there than fighting games. If you're a Dota player, if you're a League player, if you're, Rocket League, Fortnite. I know y'all love your Fortnite. There you go. Feel free to get your ass coached by the guys who are beating your ass. Anyway, I'm going to play one more Strive trailer because I'm just that hyped for the game. And I know you guys are too. You guys want to sniff some game. But here we go. I'm going to tune it right back into the commentators, and we're going to get moving with the rest of the bracket. Grand Finals up next. Stay tuned.
That is bullshit. Blazing, still my heart is blazing. If the word kill me, I don't need a new word under you. Soon you will know we are.
All right, I was ready for how short that ad was this time, and we are back with some grand finals action. I hope you guys survived the ad rolls. We gotta pay we gotta get paid from our sponsors here. Man, I see the Matcherinos at 218.85. Thanks you guys for still making the bar get big down there. I love when the bar gets big. But Sam, you ready for this grand finals?
My bar is getting bigger as we speak. I am super excited for this one because Joe Crush has played very, very well the entire tournament so far. I feel like his only slip up is when he switched to Geese, and then he corrected that like almost immediately. Shadow's just been getting better and better. The first matches were kind of iffy, but every match after that was like him just improving more and more, even if it was playing Katarina or another character. It just felt like as the tournament has gone on in top 8, he's looked better, and this is the best he's looked back. He's looked better, or the best he's looked versus Junia, and now hopefully he continues that versus Joe Crush.
Yeah, I forgot to mention before we went to break, but ever since he lost to Joe in winners, he hasn't dropped the game in loser side so far, and that's always seems like to be a good sign when somebody's woken up and is really ready to play their A game. The other thing that I forgot to mention, and then somebody actually reminded me in chat during the break, during the junior thing, is that Shadow won Frosties 2 years ago in 2018. Actually, 2019, I'm sorry. So that was a battle between the 2019 and 2020 Frosties champions. So now we're going to see if Shadow can keep the championship in the family, or if we're going to get a brand new champion here in Joe Crush in this grand finals.
Yeah, and the only thing to say about the only thing to say about Joe is maybe that he's been, you know, just sitting for too long. But other than that, like, has looked great throughout the match. He is on winner's side and has pulled out the geese at least once. There's a possibility he just starts with it and maybe leaves it at that. But expecting the jack, since it's looked better than geese by a large margin.
Yeah, we haven't seen the geese since that first. Actually, yeah, we saw it in the beginning.
Yes.
Against Shadow. And we'll see how that goes now. We're going to see it. Is it going to be Geese or Jack 7? The Jack. No pretense. We want to get this done in one set.
But also seeing the Zafina, specifically picking her over Claudio, who he switched to when he was playing Joe in the winter semifinals, and looked slightly better, albeit, like I was saying before, he's looked better as he's gone through the top 8, and that was his first game of top 8, but he did look better when he played Claudio versus Joe Crush. So let's see if that momentum that he's carrying from the loser's side is what's going to help him over, or is Joe Crush just going to shut out the Zafina again?
Looks like he is going to go with the idea that he's kind of been doing against the other people that he's been playing in the bracket today, like Phaetons and other things. He decides that instead of just playing the defensive game and hoping that his opponents will be risky enough to give him the win on a plate, he is going to just harass them and go in and be the aggressor himself.
I also appreciate Shadow for showing me both wall bounces there, because I did not remember what they were. Oof! Second hit.
I think one of the season... It might have been a season 4, part of our season 4 changes. They made one of them like safe. It used to be punishable, and now it's not.
I imagine it was the second one, but I could be wrong.
Oh, nice low parry. I'm surprised there's not like a big character combo for Zafina, like some other characters have.
I think there is, but it has to be out of Scarecrow. One of those.
Oh, doesn't break the 1+2 throw. Not live, but the... Oh, wow, it whiffed!
Is he dead? Is he dead?
Dead, bro!
Oh, that's...
I was literally about to say, he is going to hold back, he's going to get hit with back 1+2 and die, and then it whiffed. That might be a bigger character issue, because these characters like Jack and Marek, they have smaller legs.
There you go.
What a thing to just be like, okay, this is gonna work, this always works, and then it doesn't work and you die for it.
Yeah, that feels bad. And it's specifically like Joe Crush, that's good for him to get the early momentum there. He's gonna carry on with that. Nice back one to splat nicely on the wall. And it makes the hard read. Oh, yo, Joe Crush keeping it going.
Fight.
Strings.
No, it's harassing
Strings.
Crush stuff. We're trying to get something going here. Oh!
Yo, Scarecrow 4. Not often do you see that as the power crush option, but the right read there, put him face down.
Here, one low parry. Oh, nice block on the forward 2, and then the punish in return. Jack, Jack's 2 jab, which he normally uses for pressure, is 11 frames. That forward 2 is his 10-frame interrupt. Kind of like Ganryu with that back 1+2 headbutt. Both cases, their 10-frame options, they're punishable on block, so good stuff from Shadow to punish it, and this is looking like a strong final round, game 1 for Shadow here.
Yeah, this gap, though, from Joe Crush is still able to be made up, and he's already made it up. Yeah. Little hits like that will go a long way for Jack. Plus frames, puts him in rage. Scary situation now. He's like at a 2-touch at this point. Maybe a 1-touch with the right starter.
1+2. Still not dead. Ooh, that could have been bad. Breaks the 2 throw.
Oh, 9 seconds. He's gonna have to press the gas pedal a little bit. Oh!
10 hit. Uses the 10 hit to take it out. It was a little choppy there, but strong first game from Shadow in this, what potentially will be the first of 3 of this grand finals.
I'm always really impressed with people who play multiple characters and remember their 10 strings. If I play more than like one character, that 10 strings like it's gone out of my head.
I think for a lot of people, the 10 hit is the first thing they learn when a new character comes out. Like I think
Really?
I forgot who it was. It might have been like Glaciating or Bing Chang, and they were saying in a string chat or something like, "Yeah, the 10 hit for Kunimitsu was the first thing I learned. I looked at when the character came out."
Really? I've never done that. I sometimes more often than not forget that the 10 hit even exists. I guess it's always like the gimmickiest thing you could possibly, remember, right? But close out the round at that time is exactly what he needed in terms of, the trickiest option he could think of.
Yeah, and honestly, that could have been a 3-1 in terms of rounds. I don't know if that situation off of the 1+2 grab where he did the back 1+2 and it whiffed completely. I don't know if that's a consistent thing and just Shadow was autopiloting, or if that was just a freak occurrence.
Because he was put face down towards, right? So it was like, is it that specific time where he gets to like...
Normally that situation like that is a potential kill situation. Like if it was a character that wasn't Jack, I would have been like, yeah, that thing is free. But I don't know if it's something about Jack or something in that situation messed up, but...
Yeah. It's very likely that it's just some big body nonsense. Boy, nice crouch. On the wall, so he truncated the combo quite a bit and just got what he could out of it. Weird side wall situation. Unfortunately, still in the pressure. Now put in rage. A Shadow just continuing to playing that maul style instead of playing defensively, making it so difficult for Crush.
Yeah, like, I'm not giving you the room to run your game. I'm just gonna smother you.
Now thinking, sorry, go for it.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm now surprised that I actually Joe Crush has picked Sook again instead of picking like a more open or uniform stage.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting. Oh, beats out the back. The forward 1-1. I think that's the new move. No kidding.
Yeah. Oh man, he is actually getting mauled now.
He's just challenging in some really good situations. Oh, counter hit!
I don't know. I remember the last time I saw that move counter hit. That was sick. Oh, he's in the corner again. This sucks.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think, yeah, like you said, like we both said, Shadow's just playing this really Molly style, and instead he's trying to figure out when Joe wants to swing and take his turn back. Because Joe, hands in the ground. You always got to call out the hands on the ground. But Joe seems like the kind of he'll block for a little bit, but eventually he wants to buttons his way out of situations.
Yeah, and it's not a bad idea, right? If you always threaten the idea of having the 10 frame, punish or trying to buttons out of it, it's going to make you slightly scared to press buttons in certain situations. But it's back against the wall, though. Shadow's, played really calm in that situation. He does have the option to step right. Yeah, exactly does that. Tries to get off the wall in that situation.
And then completely gets himself away from that wall situation. Oh, kick up, because he missed the blue stuff.
Slight lead for Joe Crush here. Don't know if he'll press the advantage because he doesn't have the round lead. So he's the one who needs to make something happen.
Shadow just waiting here.
Oh, that was so sick.
Maybe watch out for Rage Art, but not enough life to live. Second hit of that down forward 1-2 caught Joe Crush out of something, and now it's 2-0.
That was so sick. He was like, and then just got them the whiff punish. That was sick.
You have to understand why your opponent is doing what they're doing. I think, for us, we're not playing, so it's a bit more obvious, but it's like Shadow just standing at that range. He's just like, this is outside of jab range. This is outside of his down forward 2 range. If he does any of that stuff, like down back 1 obviously is way too far. If he throws something out at this range, I'm going to be ready to whiff punish it.
Yeah.
And, Joe either had to be out of that range or just close the distance before he decided to do anything to Zafina, and he just swung.
Yeah, it's one of those things where he made a read on maybe getting like having him run into it, right? Because he had the slight life lead, so he's like, "All right, well, you're gonna have to commit to something if you want to take this round." But he was just been sitting in that range for slightly longer than Joe. And you were mentioning it before, right? Like more often than not, Joe feels like he's gonna have to buttons his way out of bad situations, and Shadow made a read on that.
Yeah, that's just something that maybe Shadow's picked up on. Is like, this guy wants to press buttons after a certain amount of time, after being forced to block stuff, because he doesn't, that's just the thing. Like, maybe he thinks that he can't block everything, and I'm going to use that to my advantage.
Yeah.
When people get antsy like that, they start making bad decisions sometimes.
There is, other than like, it's different in Tekken than it is in other fighting games, but because the frame data is the way that it is, it makes it that rhythm is so important in making reads around whiff punishing and like when people press buttons.
Yeah, it's why things in Tekken like dash up, hop kick work. Just throwing off timing and just being able to insert yourself into your opponent's rhythm or insert a big ass demon claw. Oh, just lead to so much weird timing situations.
Yeah, in other games where like the general frame data is like, jabs are 3 to 5 frames, like that, it becomes way easier for people to mash out of situations. Not in this game. This game really asks you to press buttons at the right time, and Shadow is pressing all the right buttons at all of the right times because he's trying to reset on 3 straight.
This is a bit of these games are getting worse and worse as this set goes on.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think I liked his Geese all that much early on, but a change of pace might be good for him
Power
because
crush, he's in his head.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I mean, more than just switching characters. I think a timing break. Just relax, take this reset, and rethink because.
Kick the router.
Yeah, kick the router. I think they're in the same region, so
Joe Crush is from Texas, I believe.
Oh, okay. My bad. Midwest is, but South or Midwest.
So, yeah, we'll see how it is.
Dude, Shadow definitely just that felt like 2 games straight of just like kind of like brainless playing, honestly. Like, I didn't feel like Joe really thought about how he was playing in that sense, and neither did Shadow. Shadow, it felt like he was just pressing buttons and he knew it was going to work because I didn't see any adjustments for 2 games straight. And that's a scary place to be in because when you're getting mauled, the hardest thing to do is to take a step back.
Yeah,
you
have to reset the brain. You have to be like, okay, something about my timing, something about when I choose to attack is becoming way too obvious. Or is just sometimes it's not just sometimes it's just ramming up against his timing and getting me killed. So you really have to you have to start consciously thinking about the moves you're using and situations you're taking, which is hard because you have to actually sometimes you have an autopilot of how you want to approach your offense, and now you have to start using different moves or different timings. Oh, the low parry on the down 4 after the second time.
That does not feel good. This is a weird, this stage is a little weird, Hammerhead, because it starts you off axis to the stage, so not as much damage as it could have been.
Not seeing a lot of the things that he's been using against other people because he hasn't had a chance to get it going. Oh, just short of the whiff. And then another.
Oh, that's so rude. That's so rude.
We gotta, he's gotta try and find an opportunity to get some offense going or get some frame advantage going so he can get those full crouch down back ones. People don't think about it, but Jack's got 3 safe lows, which is pretty, unprecedented for a game like this. That down 4, which got low parried, which is why it was such a smart low parry because it was not punishable. The full crouch down back 1 and then full crouch down 1, all those moves are not punishable.
Yeah, again, stage positioning. Oh my god, the damage. Such a good whiff punisher.
Nice block, good punish. Can't kill though. Gonna try and push towards the wall. Just short a bit. Don't.
Oh no! That was not the right button. He does have rage. That's not the right button again. He's dropped it twice in a row. Oh, that's unfortunate because he had the opportunity in his hands. But now it's time for the mental fortitude. When you drop something like that after, you know, getting ran on 3 straight, you feel like you finally have the opportunity and it slips through your hands. This is the make or break, I feel like, right now. Oh my god, the double low too. Oh, little shimmy towards the end there. Shadow's feeling it.
You shimmy on one leg. Oh, this is not looking good for Joe Crush. Oh, new moves.
Oh! Runs into it.
And this is 4 games in a row for Shadow. We've already passed the reset point. If you guys, you know, if you guys stepped away in the middle of game 1 to get a drink or answer a phone call, we had a 3-0 reset, and now we are 1 game up for Shadow in this Grand Finals reset here. It is not looking good for Joe Crush. He might need to release the geese. He might need. It definitely looks like he needs to sack the Jack. I don't know if he's you're in the reserve or something, but he's got to do something.
You know, the geese does not look good today, but like anything that gives you a different. I feel like at some point I want him to play a character that just allows him to move, because it feels like the staticness of his movement is what's killing him. Playing against a character that like legit moves around to wherever she wants to be at any time because of how strong her sidestep, backdash, and forward movement are. So it's like you really need to just make an adjustment and be like, all right, well, if I don't get, how do I stop getting mauled? Yeah, let's switch to geese, slightly better backdash, hopefully some more range control options, and then we'll see what happens.
I mean, like, her movement is strong, her movement is best in class, but movement is still a Tekken thing, and you can play around it. You know, you just have to place your moves a little bit better. You have to account for that backdash, that special backdash. Yes, she can backdash can situations that other characters can't, like, you know, like a lull down back 3 to down back 3. She can backdash that. But, you know, there's counterplay to that. You just have to be ready to do the counterplay.
See, this character does have the one thing that Jack does struggle in is having, you know, tracking moves, like just options that cover both step left and step right. He does have good moves that check directions, but not, you know, moves in specific range, or not the general tracking move. I mean, so that's something that Geese does have really strong options in, with the down forward 2 and the standing 4.
Yeah. Oh, but he's getting clipped low. The perfect place to put that low 2. Because the second hit about for him, almost dead, and the down 4-3 takes it. Another round for Shadow right here.
Yeah, and this part of the stage is super duper small, very, very narrow. So it is give the opportunity for Joe Crush to get that crazy geese wall pressure. Oh my god, the baited parry too. Oh, it feels like nothing's working.
Just getting ripped apart. Oh, but
murder him!
Yes!
Nice, stepped off the wall to get a little bit extra combo.
Nah, but sidewalk that.
Yeah, the corners are tapered on this stage.
Might have been worth to do Deadly Rave just to try to put him in a kill situation. Breaks the what to throw.
Oh. I didn't think that double Reppuken was gonna go the wrong way. Dash up, rage drive. That's gonna be. That's gonna be game point. That's rough. Yeah, it's a super minor thing, but when you have to recognize when stages have tapered corners and when they don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think the Deadly Rave would have killed in that situation, but it would have put him up against the wall, forced him to get up into a kill situation, maybe.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Now it's 5 games in a row for this Shadow. Loses bracket Shadow after he lost to Joe Crush. Let me see here. 2-0 against Fattens, 2-0 against Emily, 3-0 against his brother Junior, and now he's working on a 5-0. Is he going to go 2, 4, 7? He's going to go 13-0 out of loser's bracket after losing in the first round of Winners Top 8. it's a big statement. You know, Shadow might as well be at home saying, you know, proving flukes is my business, and business is looking pretty good right now.
If everything was reported correctly before then, which it looks like it has been through Smash GG, the matches he lost to Joe Crush were the only matches he's lost. He's been 2-0 everywhere else.
It's like first to 2, anybody can win first to 2. See me in a first to 3.
Man, I mean, the way that Shadow's playing, it's like a first to anything at this point because he's just on a roll.
I think, you know, obviously this is partially Shadow's confidence. He's been racking up those no games Jameses in the loser's side bracket. But, you know, like, you have to imagine, like, you start losing this bad as Joe Crush, your confidence just starts crumbling. You honestly, like, this is his last chance. He's really got to reach down. He's got to, I don't know about, he maybe should have called a timeout 5 minutes, just sat down and be like, I can do this. You have to be like, I can do this. Like, it's looking bad. I lost 5 in a row, but all that matters right now is that I win 3 in a row right now. That's what I got to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Tekken, I mean, momentum, as you can see, is a huge aspect of how people think and play the game. It's definitely not over just yet.
It doesn't matter if you got beat 5-0 in grand finals, as long as you get the cool 3 at the end. It's like, it was looking close, but I had it all under control.
Yep. It's not over till it's over. But oh no, I was gonna say Joe Crush finally amounting a good round, but that might be it. No, goes for the. That's just like the absurd confidence to go for something like that, right? I feel like any other person in any other normal situation would have finished the string in the hopes that it would have ended the round. Or maybe he's just a math whiz and he calculated the damage. I have no clue.
Trade. Oh, raw down for 2 hits. Like, Shadow's the one playing Jack.
Dash forward, dash back. Dash forward, dash back. I mean, it's frightening because this character's movement is so good.
Yeah, he just he has no chance of running the normal Jack stuff that he was doing in Winterside. Like, we haven't seen like one run up, down back 1 or full crouch mix up. Like, where's the just dash in his face, full crouch while standing 1? You know, that we saw in Winterside.
I need him. I need him to stop using the parry. It makes me feel so bad. Oh my god. Oh, it's
last slide here, and the back 1+2. The Zafina sniper takes it. After losing in winner's side top 8 to Joe Crush, Shadow brings it all back, sweeps everybody under the rug. Literally, we can't find your bodies anymore. And he is your Frosty Faustings 2021 online champion. Keeps it in the family.
Kept it in the family for 3 years now. That's pretty brutal. They got a stronghold on Frosty Faustings, but good stuff to them. Obviously, good stuff to Shadow. Fantastic showing. Is man he always impresses me with something, and this time it was impressing with how he adjusted his Zafina play in the middle of games, in the middle of the tournament, understanding the flow of the matches and really capitalizing off of them versus different play styles like Emily and Joe Crush, and really showing how cool he's been playing. So good stuff. 6-0, and definitely showed it there.
Even though it looked really bad for Joe Crush in that last set, he played well on winner's side overall before grand finals. But, you know, if he goes back and watches this match, you know, think about, you know, you just let yourself get into a rut of kind of not doing much. No down back 1s. I don't think I saw one jackhammer. Jack's not doing jackhammer. What the hell is that?
Yeah, I didn't think I saw one jackhammer in grand finals. Not even mention it.
You know, even though it was a bopping, second place is nothing to be ashamed of. We got the match arena to 252 right now. Probably going to stay open over the weekend, so if you guys want to still donate to it, that's probably going to be an option. Maybe still got codes, but let's see here. What are people telling me? Yeah, 250 for the match arena. Let's see. Well, we got some pay. Let me shout out some people contributing. We got Frosty Fausting's 13 Super Geek Fighter for the 25. Paul Polson, 25. Geek Fighter over another 25 and another 25. $5 from Chicago Tekken. Let's see, a bunch of people using the code Sermi90 for 20 bucks. People buying stuff in the shop as well. Charlemaniac, 1550. All you guys, thanks for bumping up the match arena. I think it was like at what? When we started top 8, it was like at 80 bucks or something. It was below
Something
100.
like that.
Yes, you guys
Yep.
put it up to 250 over the course of the top 8. Thank you all for supporting these guys. And, you know, thanks for doing commentary with me, Sammy. It's my first Faustings because I can never come out.
Well, hopefully we'll get you to an offline one sometime soon, because this is genuinely one of my favorite tournaments of the year every year, because Midwest always holds it down. It's a little bit different this time because I'm not in the Midwest, which means I don't get to eat deep dish pizza or enjoy some awesome snow or anything like that, but it's still super fun. Thank you to Low Kick Esports for spending their weekend doing this, because it's, you know, this is not something that you want to do on weekends every time, but it's appreciated that they still put in the hard work for 7 hours and 15 minutes. Please, in chat, everybody give Low Kick Esports, give Seth a big thank you, because they did it big for us. So thank you. Thank everybody who did the match arena, did the little codes, or put in the extra money. We really appreciate it. And I guess that's it from me. Final words?
Yeah, shout outs also for Chicago Tekken running the other half of the pool streams, helping people, you know, shorten down the time it took to get through this bracket. We had, 128? We had a full bracket, right? So we did 128 bracket in 7 hours of streaming time. So that's pretty efficient. That's pretty good. Like I said, thanks again for everybody for the Matcherino. Thanks to Low Kick for having us and for running the stream. Thanks for the chat for being here and being, you know, always having a good time with Tekken chat. You know, people say you guys are toxic, but I say, yeah, but I like you guys anyway. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the weekend. There's a whole bunch of great Faustings content, a lot more tournaments if you guys like things other than Tekken like I do. And I'm going to enjoy the rest of my night. So you guys have a great time, and I'm going to say I love y'all. And have a good one.
Take it easy, y'all. See ya.
That is bullshit. Blazing, still my heart is blazing. If the word kill me,